Hi, everybody. Welcome to ZealZaddy. I'm Scott Coventry, and I am super excited about the very rare one-shot that I run. I don't run a lot of one-shots, but this one has me super excited. You'll know why in a moment when I introduce all the players. You'll be like, oh my God, those are gods of creation. So this is a one-shot called Gods of Creation Aftermath, and this is a D&D 5e one-shot. You can follow ZealZaddy on Twitch. Matter of fact, I think we're 4 followers away on Twitch from 200, so I would love to get there tonight. That'd be amazing. But this game started as our push for 2,000 followers on Twitter. We're at almost to 1,900 right now, and I'm hoping to get there to the 2,000 by the end of November. But this was one of 4 giveaways, so one of the players tonight got the right to play with all these amazing creators of all the content we all use and love all the time. You'll be able to follow them also. I'll have all their stuff up soon enough, but also you'll be able to see their content by going to some of the links that I'm going to post into chat while we're playing. And in the break, when we take a break, we'll post like a long string of all the content. So stay around for that. Make sure you get there, and there might even be a sale or two, maybe. I'm hoping that you get to see some sales. So beyond this game, though, we do have several other giveaways going on. We have some dice. I think I have the dice bag somewhere. These dice from Only Crits. Can you see that? Yes. These are Jester Chroma metal dice. I have not even taken them out of their plastic bag. They're gorgeous. You can see the picture of them on the post for them. Also, I'm giving away a very odd thing that I found called a spaghetti stem kit by Postex. I'm a total nerd. I'm not only a D&D nerd. I love science and all that stuff. So this is like this kit where you can build structures out of spaghetti. And I was like, well, that has to be given to somebody. That's freaking cool as hell. So I need to give that. And then the last one is a gift card for either DMsGuild or DriveThruRPG, your choice if you win. So go follow us on Twitter, help us get to 2,000, and maybe after 2,000 we'll do another Gods of Creation game with some other Gods of Creation. I don't know if there are any other Gods of Creation. I'll have to look around. So follow us. You can also follow all of these amazing players. Now that I'm done with the unimportant stuff, which is my stuff, I want to bring on the important stuff, which is the amazing players that are going to make this the night that everyone expects it to be. All right. I will point out we are missing one player who had an emergency literally 10 minutes or 15 minutes before, and it was, important, so we're going to miss Jess. We wish you the best, Jess, Keith, and UO Publishing. And, oh no, somebody's picture is too small for their window. I'm gonna have to fix that while you're talking. So why don't Elise, why don't you say who you are, let everybody know where they can find your work, and chat it up.
Okay. So good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for coming out. So my name's Elise. You'll see me as D&D Elise on social media. I write D&D 5e content and some kind of game-neutral content on DMsGuild, DriveThruRPG. I'm the project lead of Through the Veil, Tales of the Feywild, and Treasures of the Feywild, which recently came out for D&D 5e. Project lead for Tartarus, and I've been a contributing writer to other projects such as Blackstaff's Book of Bloodlines, Incredible Creatures, and so that's it.
Awesome.
And should I introduce my character? I didn't even speak about that.
Yeah, talk about your character. They would love to know probably about your character.
So this evening I will be playing Hongja, she is a monk with a small dip in wizard. She spent a lot of her time studying at the monastery, but now she's here to hang out with these cool people. So.
Awesome. All right, Chris, you want to talk? You look like you need to talk.
I do. I'm dying to get it out. Chris Valentine. I write mostly for DMsGuild. I don't say no to projects. I'm in a lot of other stuff. Some of the same stuff Elise is in. Treasures of the Feywild, and Incredible Creatures. DriveThruRPG has some stuff. I got some stuff on itch, and I got about 24 more things in the works. Super excited to play tonight. I got a Horizon Walker Ranger. I've never played that subclass before. That's going to be interesting. He's a lumberjack. He like a seasonal worker, and he roams the forests and looks for fiendish incursions. And when he needs to eat, he chops wood.
Hey, the same tools in both places often. All right, Patch, you are a god of creation, which I didn't know when you won. Now I think it's even more exciting. Tell them about you.
Well, hi everyone. I'm Patch. If you didn't see on Twitter, I am the party pooper.
That's true.
Thank you kindly for that. No, but seriously, I am, again, I'm Patch. I am a TTRPG player. You may have heard me on the first campaign of Discount Dungeons. I'm also a voice actor. I do some stuff here and there. And yes, I am technically a god of creation. I contributed a few of the NPCs for Villagers, a supplement created by Plot Hooks, some interesting normal NPC kind of characters with some hidden backstories that make them all the more delightful when you spring it on your players. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of it for me personally. As for my character, I'm going to be playing Tarfer Numenera, aka Nana Tarfi. She is a Triton Storm Sorcerer. I'm going way out of my comfort zone. I've never played a sorcerer. I've never played a female character. And so it's just going to be a whole experience of fun. And I apologize to everyone who does not like my voice when I use it for this character. But if you don't, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
We'll love your voice. All right, and Star.
Hi, I am StarShinobi. You can find me at StarShinobi on Instagram and Twitter. I am also a content writer. I mostly work with Plot Hooks. I worked with Patch on Villagers, and I also was part of the writing team for Disaster Hamsters. So if you ever wanted to play D&D as a hamster with powers,
which is everybody wants to play D&D as a hamster with powers.
I'm pretty proud of that one. That one came out pretty good. In addition, I have currently started playing in a campaign with Waffles Maple Syrup for Pathfinder, where I play Arafe Troka, who is an oracle. Apparently, I decided that when I played Pathfinder the first time, I'm going to pick the hardest class. Why not? So there is...
growth.
There is that. So that is Outcast and Outclassed, and that's every other Thursday on the Waffles Maple Syrup channel.
Fantastic.
Oh, and then I will be playing Siltress Anna, the Death Cleric of the Raven Queen and a Reaper of Souls.
I'm not sure you should have said that to the other players. At the moment, I was like, maybe that would have been good to hold in for a moment. At least it didn't matter.
In the conversation.
I know it's just funny. It was like, oh, we have all these generally nice people, and then a Reaper
I'm
thrown in.
Very concerned having chosen to play an older character.
The Raven Queen is just trying to remove the undead from the earth.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing. So, to set the scene, let me let everybody know where we are. We're in a little town called Jespers, which is on the banks of a river. The river it's kind of a marshy area, but the town is on the high point of the marsh. It's about a 400-year-old lumber town. So those who are lumberers find this home, and there are generations of people living here that's all they've ever known. But it's also along a road that runs between three large cities way downriver, one north, one west, and one south. Because of it, it has a fairly large transient population, people that are coming through and staying in the inns and bars and getting drinks, having adventures. Most of them are just merchants, but, there's always adventure to be had. There's lots of kindly neighbors here, few standoffish passersby, too many feral dogs. Raccoons and opossums can be found all the time digging through people's waste material. There's a cozy little tavern called Eva's Down. There's a larger inn called Kayla's Hall. There's a little too much and a little too little folklore. And autumn is turning to winter. And of course, that means the Harvest Festival just happened last night. And there was lots of drinking and dancing. Everybody ate way too much food, knowing that they may not have a feast like this for many months. But of course, the worst part is they all know the next day they are going to go to temple late in the day. The temple's not dumb. They're not making people go early in the morning. So they can all hope for a mild winter. When they go there, there's the clerics are always walking around letting everybody touch a relic of the temple that's just called the egg to people. It has some inscriptions on it and stuff like that, but they kind of move it around quick and let everybody touch it and do their prayers. So the players, let me let the players know where they are now, because I only kind of told them 4/5 of what's going on. Now's the last 1/5.
Uh-oh.
So I'm going to start with everybody is waking up. All right. What is unusual is that you're waking up face down in the mud with lumber rolled all over the place, and there are bodies seemingly everywhere. There must have been a flash flood in the middle of the night that moved all the homes and buildings. There are only a few buildings even left. And your clothes are torn and tattered. You're wearing, everything on you is still there, but everyone is bruised and beaten pretty bad from whatever happened in the middle of the night. And you all start to wake up. The sunrise begins to push open your eyes, and suddenly you realize how sore you are. Welcome to Jesper's. Who wants to wake up first? Who would wake up first? Who has the highest con? Let's do that way.
The alert piece.
Oh, that would work. Yeah, alert would work. Yeah. Now, what's interesting is that the river seems to have receded very quickly, so it must have been the very rare flash flood that just hasn't happened in 100 years, but everywhere is still wet. So you start to wake up. In your feathers, there's mud and soot, bits of wood chips from the mill, and you're hurt, but you're alive.
Like waking up alive. So I'll
Right.
probably get up, kind of shake out my feathers, and check, see if my friends are okay. Do I know everyone yet? If not, I'll just
you do know all the people in town. All of you either come in town frequently enough or are friends with people. So you know everybody here. And you see around you that your friends are unconscious. And beyond them, other people that you know from the town are also there unconscious. Or worse.
Cleric! And I just kind of gently, tap shoulders, hey,
Yeah.
are you okay? And I'm a bird, so I start,
Yeah.
doing groups now.
Well,
So.
well, one of your friends, in a worrisome moment, you realize is actually face down in the edge of the water. So they could have drowned, but they are a Triton, so you're not sure if they even can drown.
I turn them over and try to
Okay.
wipe the mud. Hey, are you okay? And I'm a small creature, so
Yep.
I'm really tiny.
It's hard to turn them over.
I'm like, "Argh." Strength.
And Tarfer, you get rolled over and the light suddenly is piercing your eyes, and you realize that you're outdoors and not where you thought you would be.
Yeah, I would assume that Tarfer had been, trying to think where Tarfa would have been the night before. But nonetheless, she would open her eyes and kind of shake her head a little bit. The hair would kind of wiggle a little bit. That that grandmother's, like, it just shifts ever so slightly.
Right.
You don't quite know how the whole hair just seems to shift one way then the other. Oh dearie, thank you for awakening me. Do you have any idea of what might have been happening?
And is the river right next to us?
Yes.
Or no?
Yeah, you're on the banks of the river. Although the banks seem wider than normal, but you're on the banks of it now.
There's a lot of silts, maybe flooding. But yeah, like let's see if we can see if everyone's okay. Make sure everyone's alive. If you see a cleric, flag him down. I do not have the power to kill.
Of course. So, Tarfa will kind of be looking at the water, I think. Just in the meantime, could I make a perception roll and see if there's anything that is out of place in the river apart from it being looking smaller than normal?
Sure.
Okay. First roll. Woo!
Yeah.
First roll of the night. Always a perception roll. Or an initiative roll.
Always a perception roll. All right, let's
Yeah.
go over to those stats. Perception is a +2, so that is a total of 16.
Yeah, under the river, there are logs and debris from homes that the logs, when they washed around, destroyed. So actually, there's even potentially bodies in there, because these homes look like they were just rolled over by all the logs that were in the mill right up from the town. And maybe it was the logs that did most of the damage, not even the water, because the buildings are down, not just flooded.
Oh, this is absolutely terrible. So, okay, then at that point,
I can't.
Tarfa
I'm laughing so hard at the Triton speaking like that. It's just like that's so
why
good.
She's Nana Tarfi.
Yeah.
So Nana will go look for someone to help. If she happens to recognize a cleric, that would be wonderful.
You don't see any clerics except your friend Siltrus, who is a little further downriver, but also seems to be in the same boat as everybody else, lack of boat as everybody else.
Okay. So I just start running toward her. Because of my ring I'm wearing, I ignore rough terrain.
Okay. Not a problem. So you get there quick.
My bird thing again, like,
And
be okay.
And near her, you also see Brahm, the ranger that particularly you probably have befriended, Hongcha. He's always been a kind of a protector of the woods, even though he cuts trees. He's always been conscientious about where and when.
So I'm like, there. Oh, there's a local druid. Do you want to help out, Sirtrus? And I'll see if the druid's okay?
Of course.
So the two of you are being awakened by the other two, and you're seeing the same sight.
I will sit up and go, oh, my head. How much did we drink last night?
Oh, no, don't worry.
Why
about that,
am I
Beauty.
wet?
And Tarfar's gonna dig into her pocket and pull out just like a little piece of, it looks like a piece of algae that's kind of like wrapped up really tight. Just gonna pass it. Here, take this. It'll make things a little bit, or at least hold on to this. It'll make things a little better. That's actually one of the, I was hoping I could use one of the items from my chef feat.
Absolutely. Oh my god, I don't think I've ever had anybody actually use the chef
Wait,
feat in a game I've run.
I saw it, I'm like, I have to do this.
That is hell yeah, use the chef feat.
I'm pulling up the information for it, just in the meantime. With
Good, you'll
that
have to
1 hour
inform me. I've never seen anyone use it, so I never looked at it.
Okay, so with 1 hour work, or when I finish, this is the part I'm more concerned about. When you finish a long rest, which, okay, you can cook a number of treats equal to your proficiency bonus, which I'm just considering these. Yeah, they're basically the Werther's caramels that every grandma has in her pocket.
Yes.
These
But they're
special
green
treats-
and seaweedy.
Yes, they're waters.
Okay.
They're waters caramels.
Water's
Yeah,
cow.
jelly beans.
The creature, you can use this a bonus action to eat one of these treats to gain temporary hit points equal to your proficiency bonus. So you would
Wow.
get +3. You would get 3 temporary hit points.
Actually useful.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying hold on to it.
Who needs clerics? You just need somebody who bakes.
Yeah. Hey, that's the other thing that chefs can do.
Yep. And Brahm, you are being awakened by your owl friend, who
Yeah.
struggling to
Brock
push
gets
you
up-
over.
Yeah, I probably in the haze of just waking up assume I'm at a lumber camp and I start like trying to gather the lumber. That's my, I've woken up in lumber camps many times with lumber everywhere. It probably takes me a couple minutes to even realize I'm in a different situation. And although my name is Brahm, I got this nickname Snag because I'm a half elf and I work with humans.
Right.
And, they're always teasing me that the extra bit of my ear is going to snag on something. So that's like the nickname that's stuck. But as soon as I recognize that we are not in a lumber camp, I will hurry over to kind of assess the damage. Is anybody still in danger? Do I see anybody around or any logs headed anywhere?
When you're looking around, you see that there are still logs and wood and debris floating down the river. The river isn't running as hard right now as it normally does. Oh, there went my door. Somebody's coming in. But you can tell just with a simple assessment that lots of people are in danger at the moment. There are people laying all over in the mud, in the grasses that are now all washed over in a thin layer of water, and concern everywhere. You know a lot of these people. You've lived your life mostly in this area, so these are mostly people that you've grown up around, worked with, and friends with.
Based on my knowledge of this region and the flood patterns and the season and stuff, is this phenomenon completely? I would not expect it at all.
It hasn't had a big flood like this in more than 100 years, so it's so far in the distance. It does periodically have rivers that swell, but the town is on a rise that is a little above that normally. So this must have been one where there was a flash flood potentially from the mountain, from the mountainside, because you are in a valley.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do, if I can, I have that Primeval Awareness, which tells me if there's any, bad creatures, essentially, fae, aberrations, celestials, beings, undead, anything within a mile, just to see if there's any foul play going on.
So you're gonna spend a little time,
Yeah, it
like
takes a
watching. Minute. Okay. So what are you doing, Siltrus, not Star, Siltrus? With
Yeah, as
with Tarfa.
I get up and I start to see, people that are laying on the ground, I'm going to instantly start moving and take a look at, starting with people that are face down, going through and trying to cast Spare the Dying on anybody who is not yet, passed away, and then moving on from those that already have, knowing that we have to kind of triage the situation. So I'm gonna do that for as many as I can.
So very oddly, everybody you find is actually alive, just very injured. It looks beat up and injured badly, but it seems like somehow everybody that you see seems to have survived this. They're just not in good shape. While you're walking around, Snag, you see along the tree lines spiders that are slowly working their way to the carnage. Not little spiders, really big spiders.
I alert my companions here immediately, kind of quietly with like more of hand signals.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming we know each other, so we got a little bit of rapport, and point to the tree line and indicate we need to take care of that, but without raising too much fuss.
Jack kind of gets in a stance. She's like really alert, kind of watching.
So as you're coming back, you kind of have to leap over logs and the debris to get back to them. If you don't want to yell, you could yell and they would be able to hear you right away. But they may not be the only ones who would hear you right away. So you're moving. How do you want to do that? Do you want to alert them loud and fast or low and slow?
Are you asking me?
Yep.
Mine is going to be low and slow.
Okay, so you're gonna work your way over and try not to draw the
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're coming back. Tarfer, one thing that you do see that there are bodies in the water. So you see somebody floating by, and you realize they're actually swimming, but kind of barely. They look like they're trying to swim, perhaps with an injury, maybe a leg injury or something where they can't quite kick right.
Oh, that won't do. She'll... Yeah, probably using lightning lure would not be a smart idea. She'll go into the water because Triton, amphibious.
Yep.
She'll go and just pull the person over to dry land, to muddy land.
Okay, you get out very easily. They're not... And as you're pulling them over, you realize they have a broken leg and an injured arm, and they were struggling to get over. But they're dressed in the raiments of one of the clerics.
Sister dear, if you have the chance, we have a cleric here. If you help this one, maybe they could help others.
Very well. I will come over. So are they conscious or they're just injured?
They seem conscious, but they seem out of it. Like they don't quite know where they are. They seem to be confused.
Okay. Then I will go ahead and cast Cure Wounds at first level.
Okay.
To give them some of their health back, maybe bring them back to, back to our reality in fullness. So they will get, I don't know if it matters since they're an NPC, but they will get, 3. They will get 8 hit points back.
Okay. Oh my
How
lord!
are you feeling?
I feel like I feel like I'm very injured, but I also feel like I'm missing something, like the town. This doesn't look right.
The town does seem to be gone. Apparently something happened in the night, but we seem to be surviving for the most part, which is the most important part.
Are there more people? Are there more injuries that we need to... And he tries to get up, and he realizes he can't stand from his leg and his arm. He's still injured, but oh my word, this is... What are we going to do with all the... And he's looking around, he realizes there's bodies strewn all around. And some of them are starting to move, to stir. Kind of like, I guess they're waking up from the sunlight, like you did. We need to get everybody up. Maybe some of the other clerics are to be found. We can do some healing and start helping these people.
I feel that's best. Everyone seems fairly injured. I haven't found anyone that has succumbed to those injuries as of yet, but a lot of injuries.
We all.
Yeah. Yeah. That one.
I forgot to, as a hermit, I do have medicine skill, am I able to make him like fly up and grab a branch and make him like a little crutch to help him?
Yeah, you could do that.
I
Absolutely.
might do that, like something down, fly back down, and use like reeds and grasses to kind of create something for them.
Yeah.
Do I need to make like that medicine roll for that?
Yeah, while you're up there, make me a perception check while you're flying.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I'm not perceptive. Let's see here.
Wait, you're an owl that's not perceptive?
Oh, I rolled a 3 on dice.
Ruh-roh.
Yep.
Yeah.
This morning you're not perceptive.
It's the
Yeah.
hangover.
It is.
Look, I got hit by a tree, okay?
Yeah.
So you go and you get the branches and the things you need to do the healing. Everyone else that's still back, can you make me a perception check?
Heck yeah.
23 for Stag.
Nice.
15.
So
Count 20.
So Tarfer and Snag, you both see, it looks like there are some silhouettes of people in the distance coming towards you, walking or climbing over the rubble. And they're moving at a fairly quick pace, and they seem to be stopping at people that are awake. And suddenly you see one of them pick one of the people up and start carrying them away. And what's really odd when you're looking at them is, even in the light, they seem to look like a silhouette.
Are they coming from the spider direction or different?
No, they're coming from the town direction. And then the other one that was with them picks up another person, and you can see the people are like, well, struggling, not comfortable with being picked up. They could be injured and it could be hurting, so it's really hard to tell. But
When I did my Primeval Awareness thing, did I get any undead ticks or anything?
You did not. Nope.
Okay.
I mean, it's possible,
noticed-
but
Of course.
you didn't
But I
see
noticed
them.
Everyone kind of looking by now, or no?
Yeah, everyone's starting to kind of to get together and
Would I
get.
pick up anything with magic sight? Because also have magic sight, they can kind of pick up magic, I guess.
What's the range on that?
The area.
Okay,
One moment.
you look it up. I have a sneaking suspicion it's probably 120 feet or something, or 60.
Yeah, and I may have been misreading it. 'Cause like from looking at it, I remember it said like you have a sense to see magical things. But it also said that it had detect magic as a ritual. So I don't know if that was like you just get detect magic, and that first caveat was like to explain that, or if you could also kind of see with the things around. So
Right.
it's from the UA. But yeah, go ahead.
Tarfer, one of the things you recognize on one of the bodies, the people that they're picking up and carrying, is a little girl you remember from the party. She was acting like a rabbit, and I mean it's a game kids play a lot where because Quill is a nature god, often they play games where they act out the lives of animals, their favorite animals, bunnies and deer and what have you. And you kind of, when you were at the party, the kids would usually go separate and they'd go play. But this girl, she came hopping over towards you and the rest of your friends with her little teeth out like a rabbit and hopping around. And the other kids would try and hold onto their arms, and they would pull each other like a string. Like, I guess when we were kids, I think we called it a snake, where you try and pull each other around. But you remember her face pretty clearly, and you see this person grabbing her, and suddenly you realize she's now screaming, but she's in the distance, so she might be really hurt, or those silhouettes may be more.
About how far is she?
A couple of probably
No,
100 yards.
100 yards. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we all hear the scream?
you hear it kind of wafting in the air. It's not like incredibly loud, but you definitely know it is. And Hong Cha, as you're coming back, you hear this too, probably even louder than the rest of them. But also, from where you are, you're hearing, huh?
Oh, immediately, like, my little owl eyes are like, "Ooh," I'm looking.
And you see these silhouettes, these figures carrying these people away, and you see another one kind of climbing over, also a silhouette, and picks up another person and starts carrying them away, away from, in the opposite direction of where you are.
I turn to friends and I whisper as quietly as possible. I'm like, do you think we should go investigate where they're dragging off innocent victims? I'm really worried.
Snag thinks so. I would start kind of like moving in that direction at like a 1.5 time pace until I can get my eyes to, am I really seeing a silhouette, or is that a trick of the light, or something where I can get visual?
Yeah,
Tarfer is like jogging behind Snag as best as she can, just going, "This simply will not do."
I'll probably fly, and I have increased movement from something in here. So I'll kind of like go up. I don't know if I can go high enough to be kind of inconspicuous, but kind of watch and
get the bird's eye view.
Everyone knows to kind of look up at me every once in a while. So I'll do like a little foot signal or something.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
The news a miss. So.
And what
I assume in my getting up and helping people, I didn't grab my weapon right away, so I'll go back, I'll grab my scythe, put it back on my back, and follow everybody else.
And the cleric that you were helping backs away from you when he sees that?
It's a big scythe.
And it's
big.
And it's terrifying.
It's like a big stone scythe.
And the cleric that was with you, he reluctantly follows along, kind of walking as best he can with his leg injured. I'll take care of as many as I can back here, but definitely check out what's going on there. Mm-hmm. And he goes over to a body, or a person, not a body, because it's somebody waking up. They're all starting to wake up. So from the air, you see that there are 3 of these people carrying people away that are screaming. And you think they're heading, because the direction they're going is actually not into town, but outside of town. And the only thing out that direction is the cemetery.
I just kind of point with my little foot if anyone's looking up, like, toward the cemetery this way.
I would look at the. I'm gonna look at the Raven Queen representative here, and like, are these people with you? Like, doing what you do?
No. They'd have one of these.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they definitely don't. You don't see any kind of big weapons on them like that, at least in silhouette form. So, as you're moving, let's see if they notice. One of them looks back, or stops and turns, and you realize that the light is now on it in a way that you would be able to see more form, and this does not have form. It's not even solid edged. It feels like it's a fuzzy edged shadow carrying these bodies towards the cemetery. But because they're carrying these bodies, you realize they're probably not running as fast as you could. And definitely not flying as fast as Hong Cha can.
How far away are they still?
At this point, they're probably 50 yards. You're catching them. They're moving at the pace they can with the weight that they're carrying.
Are there trees? Is it kind of like the Z, or is everything totally flat?
Well, there are some trees that are left. There are not a ton of them left, but there's some here and there.
Yeah, kind of drop, slide, and kind of like behind a tree, and make sure I'm like kind of keeping with our team, but kind of like do like bird fly ninja behind different trees.
One thing you notice is, while you're flying, is the cemetery was run over by the flood too, and there are now bodies, skeletons, and things like that have been unearthed by the flood. And
I-
oddly,
my friends.
yeah,
Oh, sorry.
yeah, it's okay.
It's like the dance macabre over there.
Yeah, I make a mental note to talk to the city planner about putting a cemetery in flood. I just tuck that away.
Yeah, the city planner from 400 or 500 years ago would apologize
Forgot
today.
about-
See, it got grandfathered in. Now it's a code violation.
Totally. Yep. But hey, there's now room for new bodies.
I'm going to run a little faster so I can get the first person I see into Hunter's Mark range so I don't lose.
What is your movement speed?
35.
30? 35. Okay. Anybody else have more than 30 other than
40.
Hong Cha? Who? What do you have? 40?
Mhm. For fly and watch, yeah.
Tarfer and Siltrus, what's your movement?
I think I'm at 30.
30. We're
Okay.
the slow ones. We're like, you guys go.
I mean,
We'll catch
come
up.
on. I'm only. Go. I'll be there as fast as I can.
Okay.
We're
Okay,
coming.
well, I'm
We'll
moving
be
in.
there.
Hobble.
Right. So you're moving as quickly as you can. And Hong Cha, when they see you, they do eventually see you. One of them points out that you're there, and they start what you think would be speeding up, but they're really not moving much faster. They just can't move faster with the bodies in their arms. But you do hear, "Help! Where are you taking me? What are you doing? What are you?" From the little girl that was jumping as a bunny earlier, just the night before.
How close am I?
You're as close as you'd like to be at this point. You
Oh,
could be on top
okay.
of them, but high, or however you want to be, because you are moving fast.
Yeah, I might fly up a little bit, kind of get like 20 feet away, and I'll be like, "Good afternoon, citizens. So, what you doing over
Citizens.
here?"
And they
What's doing with my
they
friends?
they stop and they point at you, and
Hey.
they drop
What you
one of them drops one of the people, and that person starts running another direction. But the shadowy figure, you see it look at you and start doing something with his hand, and his hand goes out towards you.
Stranger danger, and I like maneuver out of the way. If there's a tree nearby, I try to like. If I don't know if I can move fast enough, I might need to look at my monk abilities.
Can I get an initiative? Can I get an initiative roll from you and everyone else, please? Because you're going to be there soon enough anyway.
I get a +5 to initiative because of the alert feed. 15.
15. Okay. So you're flying a certain direction. Can you make me a wisdom save?
Mm. 13. I have a Will Wheaton curse when it comes to wisdom.
Okay. So this thing, whatever it is, it seems to get darker and larger. Not a lot larger, but a little larger. And you feel a little compelled to not go much closer to it.
Does it affect my speed or no?
No, but it
No,
affects your
okay.
direction.
Okay, so I'm like, ooh, I'm feeling woozy. Ooh.
More like a fear response.
Oh, hold on.
Unless you're immune to fear?
Think, it's fear, paralyzation, and something else. Too many things on the sheet. Is it okay if someone else goes?
Yeah, Snag. So Snag, you're coming up on these two, and you see this thing raise its hand up, and your friend wings go out and pulls away and backs away from it, and the person that it was carrying drops and starts running away. But it is obviously just this black hole in space in the form of a humanoid.
Do I recognize that the hand holding hand as an ability that was put on my friend?
No, but maybe a perception check. It's not something you've seen done.
12 plus 5, 17.
You hear it saying something, but it's very unclear. It's almost like listening to something underwater. You know their words, you know that it's some kind of language, but you can't make out what's being said. It's just mumbly and fuzzy, just like its body.
Sounds hostile. Can I? Is it close enough for Hunter's Mark yet?
Yes,
90 feet.
it is.
I'm just going to Hunter's Mark and shoot it.
Okay.
Okay, and I found I have stillness of mind, so I get into my like Zen bird zone, and I shake it off because it allows, and I can end one effect on myself that's causing charmed effect or frightened.
Okay. Nice. That's cool. So it takes you back for a moment, and then you like recover yourself. You're like, wait, this is more important than that, than being afraid. Make your attack, Snag.
Okay. Yeah, let's see.
What are you attacking with?
Longbow. If I had it, I assume I did.
You do. Yeah, you have everything
Okay.
on you.
7 plus 11, 18.
18 hits. Is your weapon magical?
Yes,
Okay.
it's a +2 longbow.
Okay. So you strike this, and you see this thing, whatever it is, kind of pull away from where the arrow hits. How much damage did you say you did?
I did 9 plus Hunter's Mark, +2, 11.
Okay.
And then do I get my second attack?
Yeah, and well, when it hits, you hear what you think is a ah, but it's mumbly. It just doesn't seem clear. And then you can get your second attack.
Okay, second attack was 21 for 15 damage.
Okay.
And then at that point, I stopped moving altogether and kind of like assess, did I just hurt this thing? Did that sound indicate it was a person that is mind controlled? You know, something that it doesn't mean to be doing these things. I'm just trying to assess what information that gave me.
It at least gave you the information that it can be hurt and feels pain.
Okay.
Whatever you want to assess beyond that, that's up to you.
No, as long as I don't notice that it's like I shook somebody out of a control state or something.
Right.
It still continues to be what it was before, I assume.
Yep.
Okay.
And Tarfer and Siltrus are coming up right behind you. What are you guys doing when you see this? You see him take his bow back, fire 2 arrows into this shadow, and they do stick.
Are any of these entities still carrying people?
Yes, 2 of them are, and they're trying to back away or move away while this one is holding you back.
Okay.
That's what it looks like it's doing.
Are they within 5 feet of each other?
Yes, they're
And
right
are
next to
they
each other.
Within 120 feet of me?
Yes.
Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand out, and I'm going to cast Chill.
Okay, so you hit them with Chill Touch.
Yes, and then they each took 8 points of necrotic damage. If I recall, you said they didn't ping as undead, so they aren't undead, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so neither of them can regain hit points until the start of my next turn.
Yeah.
So as I cast this, you guys see some of those skeleton hands come up from the ground and grasp their ankles as necrotic energy shoots through them. Unless they're
What they
resistant.
do. They're not.
Oh, also I don't think it matters. I think I fight that anyway, so there you go.
All right. And you hear this
yeah.
muffled ah, ah. It's very like faint, almost distant, but it's obviously from them, from those 2.
That's so weird.
It's very weird. And What are you doing, Tarfer?
This is one of those, there's the thing that I want to do, and then there's the thing I might try to do.
You should always go for try rather than do.
Yeah, we're
Just
going to do try.
Rule of thumb.
I don't know about you, but I'm thinking they might be a little tired. And I am going to cast Sleep. I'm going to do that at... You know what, we'll do it at 2nd level.
Okay.
So that's going to be... additional 2d8 for each slot up first, so that'll be 7d8s worth of... Oh, man. One, two, three... And then it was how much? 7, 7, 8, one more. 20. So
Okay.
I picked the area right around all these silhouettes, and starting with the creature's lowest hit points, each creature affected by this spell falls unconscious till the spell ends.
Yeah. And they all fall. They all succumb to your spell, which probably you didn't expect would happen with these shade things, but they drop. And the people they were carrying drop, and they start running away, fleeing from them. The girl flees towards you. The other one flees another way. And what are you doing when you see them drop?
Hunja, do like her monastery studies. She tries her best not to kill things. So she kind of asks the group, she's like, do you think there's a way we can contain these creatures? Like, entomb them, or send them back to their homeland plane or something?
I'm a little curious about something. So I'm going to, if we're out of initiative, I'm going to walk up to one of them that's sleeping. This may be a bad plan, so get ready to kill it if need be. I'm going to attempt to cast Dispel Magic on it.
Okay.
Because
when you get close,
Mhm.
even though they're a shadow and they're fuzzy, like the edges of their form is kind of wavy, you actually see a hint of a face, and you think it's someone in town named Fitch, but almost like covered in this darkness around it, muffled and weakened, but sleeping. So are you going to continue with your Dispel Magic?
Yes, I'm going to continue with my Dispel Magic.
Okay. And you're just
at 3rd level.
Okay, 3rd. So you cast the Dispel Magic, and they are still the same.
Well, that's disheartening. It looks like Fitch.
You think he's possessed, or maybe
And Fitch,
influenced by a magic relic or item, maybe?
I don't know.
Fitch
Not
was
good,
a
whatever.
A guy to carry people in the cemetery.
Fitch, is a cleric from the temple.
Oh, good.
There's something else at hand here.
Can I look at the others that are nearby and see if I get a semblance of recognition from the rest of them?
Oddly, the other two, you also recognize. You don't remember their name, but you know that you've seen them in town.
Are they? They're still alive, right?
Yep.
I just made them take a nap, that's all.
Yep.
Can I go up to one and try to do a protection from evil and good, which will like throw out any possessions or anything?
Yeah, you can do that. You can head over to them. So, which are you doing?
I'm gonna do protection from evil, I guess.
Okay. And you go through your casting, and there's no effect that you notice.
I let my group know. They're not possessed. They're not by evil things, at least.
Strange.
Tell me, when you cast that spell, you do it at a distance, right? It's
a touch.
what's the
No, it's a touch. Yep.
Okay, make me a perception check when you touch.
15.
Okay, when you touch them, you know how I said the edges of them were very fluid in the air, almost like a fuzziness. You feel your hand go through the edge of the fuzziness even. And you immediately are pushed into this moment from the day before, and you remember this person sitting at the fireplace right near you, and they were talking about how if the rains just continue the way they are, that the river may overflow. But this does not look like exactly like that person. It looks different. I mean, there's the obvious shading or shadow thing around it, but it's definitely somebody that you recognize, and it just brings back a memory from yesterday when you touch him. And his eyes open. And he reaches for his chest and he lifts his hand up to you. Make me a wisdom save.
7.
And you feel this compulsion to not be near him.
I start backing away, and I go, you know what? You guys might want to look into this. This is beyond me. I'm going to cross the perimeter as I move back 35 feet.
Okay. And it was a weird sensation. There was a coldness when you touched him that was not
Oh, yeah, I explained
normal.
that too. I go, something's not right here. This doesn't feel right. It's messed up. And I mumble to myself. It was just like a fear type of a reaction?
Yes.
Okay.
Something like that, yeah. And you see this happen, Siltrus, and for a moment you think that you see in this person's hand a symbol of a tree, which is the symbol of Quiel.
Okay. So I'm gonna back away from them at this point, just because the spell magic didn't work. So, I'll tell the others. They have a symbol of a tree. The other one is itch. This might be something that just affected the clerics of Quiel.
And I'm gonna go weird. But I do have religion as one of my skills, and I feel like these clerics are like really, in touch with their favorite deity, which I'm guessing is the local deity.
Yes.
Is there any way I can kind of like meditate and see if they're still connected to their deity, or maybe they're being influenced by maybe an evil deity at all?
So with your knowledge, I don't even think you would have to necessarily explain the ability again.
So I'm thinking like with religion, because like in Forgotten Realms the gods are really real.
Yeah.
And I feel like as a monk who's been at a monastery, I'm kind of like in touch with like, maybe a god has like a vibe or can give you a vision. So if I meditate, maybe around them, see if I can tell if they're still connected to like their home god, or if maybe there's some other deity maybe at play here. Maybe do like evil deity radar around these two guys using religion.
Yeah. I'd let you have a roll if you spend enough time on it, working on it.
You'd
Knowing
have
that
to
you might
kind of
be
connect.
starting to do this meditation, I will do guidance to give you another D4.
Oh,
Good.
okay.
I rolled a 3.
Oh, that mean a D4 might not help.
I'm not that.
I don't
I
think it's
have
gonna
a-
help.
That's 3, 8, plus a 4. Yeah.
The
Time for some dice, yeah. Oh,
the shadow cleric. 12.
Total.
I'm not going to give you that you can tell whether there's a connection or disconnection, but I will tell you that you do feel like whatever they're doing, their actions seem like religious dogma actions, but but you don't necessarily know if they're correct or what god they're to necessarily, but they're acting like clerics.
I'm getting a strong, like, dogma type vibe right now, guys. So.
And while you're doing that,
influencing
the one cleric that is awake, I mean, he's kind of sitting back, and you can see his hands are together around something in front of him, and he's looking around at all of you and slowly trying to pull away from you, but unable to really just get up and run.
See anything? What happened here?
And you hear something like a, I don't know, the Lord. And it kind of, the sound of the voice wafts over the wind, and you can, like a distant whisper, you hear a flood or something. But that seems to be it.
Group to kind of see what they think.
I have an expression on my face that looks like I have no idea from 35 feet away.
Yeah, you regain your composure in the time it takes for her to meditate on this religious moment. But while you're back there, you do see the spiders are closing in on the town. And
Ooh.
you see a couple of them are actually seemingly draining, feasting on what look to be live people in the behind you.
No!
I let my
Stay here. We gotta go.
I let the group know. I was like, hey, we can't fix this right now. Let's work on the spiders.
Yeah.
Fine.
Quick question. The little girl, where did she go?
She ran past you and just kind of found a spot to hunker down quietly and be afraid. But she is there. She's a little further back than you guys.
I'd like to go over to her and just kind of maybe sit there with her, maybe like pat her on the shoulder. Dearie, I know this is a really scary time, but I need to ask you, what was the last thing you remember from last night?
We were playing money, and we all fell, and some of us drank some of the mead, and we weren't supposed to. I hope we're not going to be in trouble for that, but I can't find my mother and father. I don't even know where's my home?
Dearie, you're not going to be in trouble. Trust me on that. I took a few steps myself, back in the day. Don't worry. But we're going to find your family. We're going to find your home. Don't worry. I just need you to be safe, okay?
How are we going to find them? The whole place it's all gone. Everything's in the river. What do we do? And she starts, Mommy! Yelling out.
There's a nice man back there. Go over to him. Tell him that we're going to go and find out what's going on, and we'll be back once it gets all figured out, okay?
Oh, him? And she points at the cleric that's hobbling his way towards
Yeah,
you.
the cleric with the yep. Exactly.
Okay. He might be able to find them. Thank you for getting me away from whatever that was. It felt so cold.
I know. I tell you what.
How can something dead carry me away?
Something dead? What
It
made you
felt
think
dead. It was so cold. It couldn't be alive.
Well, I tell you what, dearie. Once this is all over, you come by and visit, and I'll make you some nice soup, okay?
And she doesn't respond to it, but she starts heading over to the cleric. And the spiders are, you see beyond you now, as you're looking back and she's running back to the cleric, you see that the spiders are hunkered over bodies, and you see people kind of moving like under their weight of them.
Oh, we gotta go. We gotta go do this thing now.
Yeah,
Snag.
I've been flying there.
One thing that you know, Snag, is when these spiders bite, the first thing they do is they poison you, and it paralyzes you. And these people are acting like they're being eaten, but are not paralyzed.
Oh.
And that is a horrifying thought. Even worse than being eaten alive and paralyzed is eaten alive and not paralyzed.
Yeah. As I'm running, I share that information. I say, hey, these spiders aren't supposed to be doing that. Something's up here. Either they're not what they seem or they're acting unusual. And I run toward the spiders.
Okay.
Why is nothing working the way it's supposed to today?
Everything's off.
The game, Forgotten Realms.
Topsy-turvy. Nothing's hunky-dory.
Yeah.
So we run over that way. Hong Cha is way ahead of us. Snag is more ahead of us, and
Yes.
me and Nana are kind of taking up the rear.
Yep.
So Hong Cha,
Upset about her friends.
what are you doing when you arrive at the spiders ahead of the
Yeah,
rest?
so I'm like.
And these are big
flying.
spiders. They're not like tarantulas. They're more like
Okay.
humanoid-sized spiders.
Spiders. Okay. And I'm really small too. But I'm tiny but mighty. Yeah, I'm upset because I'm like, you're hurting my townsfolk friends. So I have my quarterstaff. I'm flying in. And I'm gonna like take the staff and go toward one of the legs. I get 2 attacks, so I'm gonna. How many spiders are there?
There are 9 of them in different spots. They're not together. They're just in different areas.
So you get 2 attacks. So I think I'm going to spend a key point on each stunning strike. So I'm going to come in with my staff, try to knock a leg so it kind of at least makes it stumble.
Okay.
And do the same thing to another one nearby, especially if there's one that's like holding or munching on.
Oh yeah, there's definitely. The first one is doing that.
Something like that.
Oh my god, I need a dice jail. Alright.
You need a dice jail? Is that what I heard you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
15 is it 17. So you said,
A 17 will hit.
oh my god. Okay. So they'll so for spinning strike they'll need to make a Constitution saving throw. Or be stunned till their next turn.
It makes it save. It makes it save.
Okay. So it is unaffected. Takes 3 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And if I have any movement left, I'll at least get 10 to 20 feet in the air, depending on how much movement I have left. I will stay in the area.
Yeah, you have a little bit of movement left. Maybe 10 feet. You can get
Okay.
away, up or away. Do you want to go up or the same direction?
Yeah, I'll kind of go at like an angle and up just to kind of get.
Okay.
Well, let's see here. I think I can. Maybe I'll just stay because I think if I move, that's an attack opportunity.
Okay.
So I'll just stay. Take it.
All right. So let's get initiative rolls now that you've initiated.
Snag has 12.
Okay.
With with the +1, Tarfer has a 2.
25. That includes.
Okay.
Well, in true cleric fashion, I have a 3.
See, it's you know what it is. It's the elderly. You know, it's beauty before age.
I was just so excited because the last initiative roll I rolled a 17. I've never rolled an 11 over an 11 for a cleric initiative roll in my life. Now I got a 3.
That's funny. So now that we're in the initiative, Snag, you are oddly the next one with a 12.
I'll take it. How far away am I?
You are about 20 feet away at this point, saying you guys all moved together as fast as you could, and Cha was just ahead of all of you.
Okay, and I assume my monk friend probably has the one that around them handled. So I'll pick another one that is again munching on somebody.
Okay.
And do 2 quick shots to them.
Okay. Make me a roll on the first shot.
23.
23. Okay, so the first shot hits. Do your damage.
Max damage. That is 16 damage.
Okay. Then roll your second.
16.
Okay, you roll your second. In the interim between the shots, this spider, it turns black and has a fuzzy edge like that other person. But your shot hits something. But it looks like now a shadow of itself, not the real thing, like what it was before. But your arrow being magical, your bow being magical, strikes it and you do your damage.
Next damage was 15.
Okay.
My shoulders slumped as I'm a little bit defeated, not understanding what is going on here.
Well, maybe your first hit made it turn black and fuzzy.
I assume that.
It was such a good hit. Welcome, Waffles. That is so cool that you've joined us. Waffles Meatball.
Yay.
All right. These initial rolls are they're so hilarious to me. All right, the spider that is nearest you, Hong Cha, leaps in the air at you. What's your AC?
18. I have a super cool version.
Yeah, 18, and you get hit.
Oh no!
And this thing, it doesn't try and bite. It looks like it tries to use its weight to push down against you and pull you to the ground.
Oh, it's trying to crush me.
So can you make me a dex save to see if you can not be grappled by the giant jumping spider?
Like crap. Oh, that's an 8.
An 8. Okay, it comes down hard on you. And its weight.
Which is my little bird self.
You
I'm,
take
like, small.
you take 4 points of damage just from the impact of it pulling you to the ground underneath it. What's interesting is its weight feels fuzzy, not quite completely here, but here, and it's cold. All right, 3.
Hey, that's me. So I am going to... Second verse, same as the first. If there are a couple spiders that are close to each other within 5 feet...
No, not together. Not that
Okay,
close.
then-
They're spread out all over the fields here.
Fair enough. Change tactics then. I will get up to the closest one to me. And I'm going to pull the scythe off of my back and go, let's do this. And I'm going to take a strike with my Reaper scythe.
Okay, the one that's nearest you is the one that Snag had shot also.
Cool.
And you can tell it is in this shadow form at the moment.
Okay.
It
Well,
but that's the closest.
Yeah, I guess I would still try for it,
Yep.
because I just wouldn't know any difference at this point.
Right.
That is going to be a 13 to hit. It's probably not going to do it.
A 13 does not hit.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
You swing at it, it backs away just enough, and it's...
Alright, well, as a cleric, I don't have really much else to do at this point, so I will just end my turn there then.
And then the old lady brings up
Yep.
the rear.
The old lady. Yeah. I am.
The hand over your mouth thinking is so old lady-like.
Oh, this simply will not do. We need some time to think. And she is going to create... She's gonna... she has like a little stopper of water, and she's gonna pour it out onto the ground. And I'm using my class feature to cast Wall of Water.
Oh.
And I'm doing a ringed wall up to 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick.
Does that wall move with you, or is it static once it's up?
It looks like it is static. It doesn't say anything, so I'm going to say that it's static.
Okay. So you're close enough that you push this out, and it pushes the two spiders that are within that range out from where you are, and there are people that are there who oddly look like they're kind of fuzzy too, like the shadow people that you had seen before. And the spiders are away from you.
Okay.
And you see this wall of water rise up and push them away. And you're inside. I guess it would be you and Snag and Siltrus are probably close enough to you. I don't think Hong Cha is close enough. Oh no, the water would have pushed away against that spider. So she would have been freed from it. Actually, would it carry you? Make me a deck save. It's going to try and keep you when it's pushed away.
To drag me under. Oh,
You're a monk. You should have some kind of reasonable decks.
for a roll of 5. Oh man, yeah, that's an 11.
Reasonable dex means nothing if the dice don't like you.
11.
Okay.
Oh, I'm creeped out by the weird, cold, ethereal fuzz thing going on.
Yes.
Off my game today.
So Hong Cha is not in here. Everyone else is, and your wall is protecting all of you. I'm going to go back up to the 25 initiative with Hong Cha. What are you doing? This spider's holding you.
Spider sitting on me.
Yeah, and its legs
Its
are
legs.
sticky. That's why you're probably feeling a difficulty getting away.
Okay. Do I at least have freedom of the wing
You do.
hand?
Yep.
Freedom of the wing hand. Somatic
Yeah.
things happen while you don't see the rest
Yeah.
of me. As
Absolutely.
I cast Thunder Wave. I'm bird angry, so level 3 spell slot. What up? See how I do. Come on, dice. That's better. I'll take it. So that's 18.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that was in the spell attack. They have to make a constitution save.
It-
My
it-
bad.
it failed.
Long work week.
Yeah, it failed its save.
Since I casted a level 3 spell slot, just a little extra here.
A little juice on it.
Make sure I'm using my right dice real quick. Pressed the wrong dice. Sorry, I usually have everything ready. Got my turn. Uh, 14. Here.
14. Okay.
Yeah, 14 damage. So thunder damage. There we go. And everything is pushed 10 feet away. So I'll get this big spooky spider off me.
Let me see what direction it's pushed.
Okay.
So it's pushed roughly in the direction of the wall of water. And when it's pushed, it changes into this black fuzziness and slides through the wall of water. Inside the wall of water, you see this fuzzy shadow spider suddenly not be fuzzy. And we remain in initiative. It is 12. Snag, what are you doing?
Oh,
You see this
movement too.
Oh, you have movement left.
Okay.
Sorry.
After the push, is there any like people being contained at all, or no? Or...
You know that all of your companions are inside this wall of water that they use to push the spiders away from them, and away from the people that were under them.
And when we came in, the spiders were like munching on citizens. Have they all kind of like ran away?
Some of them have moved away. Some are far enough away that they're not really paying attention. But that doesn't mean they're not looking for people.
Okay, I'm just going up 20 feet then, and kind of like just watching what's going on in the air.
All right, and you can see into the wall of water. In the wall of water, you see the spider that you had pushed in, accidentally in that direction, that it is no longer the black fuzzy color. It is now full color and not fuzzy. And it is Snag's initiative.
One of my abilities is ethereal steps, so I kind of have like an ethereal thing I can do. Do I recognize any of these fuzzy things as being ethereal and similar to what I can do?
Yes.
Oh, okay. But the person inside the wall with us right now is not fuzzy.
Correct.
Do they appear lucid?
Yes.
And I'm in a contained wall. I don't see any spiders anymore.
You do. A spider just was pushed through the wall.
Oh, that's right.
And it was like the fuzzy color, and then it went normal color just as it slid in. So it's now in here with you, with all of you.
I'm just going to hit that. I'm going to try it. When in doubt, put arrows in it.
Yep.
I'm going to hit. It's been hit before?
Yeah, and because it's so close and it was just knocked into here pretty hard, I'll give you advantage on your shots.
Okay. 22 is the first.
Okay.
And that is 10 damage. And the second is 17.
Yep, that hits.
And that's 13 damage.
Okay. And this spider, its legs claw around at everybody, and when you hit it with that last shot, its weight just drops to the ground.
Does it remain not fuzzy?
Yes, it remains not fuzzy.
Okay. And I share that information about the etherealness. It's like, hey, suddenly it just dawned on me that something in here is ethereal in nature. It reminds me of some things that I've done.
Hey.
Outside Hong Chai, you see spiders continuing to find victims. I mean, slowly. They're just kind of crawling around. It looks like they're almost acting like scavengers. They're just finding people that are probably just unconscious or something, and just going down and starting to eat. But the next one you see happen, once again, immediately this person starts yelling and writhing, not acting like they're poisoned and paralyzed.
And can I ask, while I'm looking at all the spiders, is there any sort of like being or magic item I kind of see in the area at all that while I'm 20 feet up that might be like empowering these things?
You don't see anything, no.
Okay.
Just spiders. And what are you doing inside the wall of water that is now has a giant spider in it that's dead, and a couple people in there that are alive?
Is it my turn?
Yeah, you're flying above. What are you doing?
Oh, okay. I didn't know if my turn initially.
I was saying,
Sorry.
what do you want to do with your knowledge of what I'd said?
Oh yeah. I can talk as free, so I'll kind of like tell the team like, oh hey, I'm kind of scanning around up here. Like I'm not really seeing something empowering this. That doesn't mean that there might not be something in the cemetery or around and about. Just kind of like in response to I've noticed there's that spider surging, but I'm not quite sure.
Make me a perception check.
Methodology-wise. Okay. A little bit better. 13.
The people you had stopped, that were the shadow people, they're up now, and they're heading. When you look into where the town was, there's still one building in the center of it, more or less intact, and it is the temple. And they seem to be heading to that, probably for safety. No other safety for
Relay that down
here.
to the team.
It's hard to hear that with the wall of water just.
Oh, okay. Then I'm like wild motions, like.
What are you guys doing inside the wall? You see Hongcha waving at you.
I'm just imagining, like, I'm sorry, Hongcha. I'm just imagining, like, one of the cartoons where, like, the bird is just in the air, floating and pointing, not, like, flapping the wings or anything, just...
Exactly.
I mean, I imagine we would keep fighting because the spiders are still here and trying to eat people.
They are. But you're inside the wall of water.
Yeah, I think I just look at Nana and be like, what's the plan with the water?
It was just to buy us some time. If we have another plan, then we can go with that.
Can we see through the wall of water? Like, can we see the spiders on the other side?
Yeah, vaguely. It's like, looking through a stream of, like a waterfall, you can see some.
Okay. Enough for it to count for a spell that has a visual, just as long as you can see it.
Yeah, of course.
So I would cast a spell then when it comes to be my turn.
Okay.
I would cast Toll the Dead on one that I can see.
Okay.
And it would, if it does, it would be a Wisdom 19.
Yeah. Big fail.
Okay. Was that one that I hit already injured?
No, it was another one.
Okay. Yep, just wanted to make sure because that makes a difference for the spell. So they would take 9 points of necrotic damage as this bell tolls through the air around them. Not gonna stop me.
Probably your favorite sound.
I just sit here and go, it's not gonna stop me from hitting them.
No,
Bong!
not at all.
Can I lob a chromatic orb at one of them? It's like I see one marching on a citizen.
Yeah, it seems like they're not acting in concert. They're acting individually on their own instincts to feed. And this is easy pickings.
Can I launch like a little one chromatic orb?
Yeah, go for it.
Style to kind of see what it does.
Yeah.
Good. So 20 to hit, 30, 20.
Yeah, that hits.
38, actually, fire. 7 fire damage. Hits.
Are you hitting the same one that Siltra's hit? Or a different one?
If it is munching on a citizen, that's fine.
Yeah, it
I'm just
was.
trying to like free a citizen.
Yeah,
I
they're
can't
not.
hit people.
Yeah, they're not all munching. They all seem to be looking around for food, but they haven't all found food. Most of them haven't found food. So, 60. Okay, you hit it. It starts backing away because you're too far, and it pulls away from the body and starts heading back towards what looks like the forest in the distance. But they've come quite a bit out of the woods to come into this big, what is now a flood clearing. So that one's moving away. From within the water, there's still inside the water wall. There are still 2 people here though, who they were being fed on, and they seem to be coming around or coming to, because they weren't killed by it. What happened? Where are we? And they're not paralyzed. They get up full speed, like they hop up. What happened?
Long and short, there seems to be a flood. Most of us are fine, little injured. People are currently being eaten by spiders. Do you want to help us chase those away?
Yes. No more spiders.
No.
Let's go.
They're eating your friends. Let's take care of them.
And over time, you can push the spiders back, kill a few, but since they're all individual or not acting as a swarm, it doesn't take forever to do it. It takes a little bit of time and pushing them back, and like scavengers, they don't want to work too hard for the meal, so they start to back away from your attacks and your impositions on their space and territory, and they start to back away, and they move back into the forest and away from the fields. And you're now out here.
You continue to keep them away. We have other things to deal with.
And there are other people who are starting to gather and who want to help.
Okay. So as they're doing that, is that cleric still around here somewhere?
Went to the temple.
The
one that was helping you. Yeah, the one that was helping you is actually he has the girl helping him find people,
okay,
and getting her involved in ostensibly helping save lives.
Okay. I'd like to go over to him before we head out and be like, so your friends have turned to shadow people. Why would that happen to your cleric order?
I don't even know what that means. What do you mean turned into shadow people?
So you know how those spiders were weird shadows?
Yes.
So are your friends.
I've never.
Why that might happen?
No, I've never heard of anything like that.
Okay.
I would think you would know more about that.
I deal with death, not shadows. Please.
While that conversation is going on, can I do my ability that I can detect the nearest portal within a mile just to see if there's an ethereal portal somewhere?
Yes, you can.
So
I love your
you do
ability.
it. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Okay.
And
While everyone's casting, I'll kind of like watch everyone's back. I'll be like, firebolt, cantrip, like
chase off things.
Spiders today.
Right. Spiders don't like things that can hit them from the air and not be touched. So you're like a good spider barrier.
I'm just imagining you up in the air going...
Right, a little owl. To make it even better, they should fly. The blast should come out of your eyes. That would be so cool.
Oh yeah, I know.
Owl eye beams.
Owl beams.
Love
it.
So you spend the time it takes. How long does it take for you to detect a portal?
One action.
One action. Okay.
Yeah.
So you do it, and you see no portal here.
I let them know. I said, well, it's not a portal, so I don't know how they're getting etherealized.
Should we head to the temple and just see if we can go where the intelligent beings went?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think we need to check temple and maybe the cemetery at some point. But yeah, I think temple's a good start.
All right.
I think
What?
that might be best.
Why don't we take a 5-minute break? Let everybody get a drink or whatever they're going to be. We'll be right back, everybody, in 5 minutes or so, maybe 5 to 10. See you in a few. All right. Intermission. Let me Welcome back, everybody. We are in the middle of this apparently ethereal-ish combat. Well, not in the middle of it. At the end of it, they chased away the giant spiders. On the screen, I'm showing the map of the city before the flood. Now I'm going to show the map of what it is now. So give me a second so I can bring it up. Should change. There you go.
That's quite a difference.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Now,
a little.
I don't have all the debris on there, but there's debris everywhere.
Right.
Oh dear.
That kind of gives you an idea of the mess of a flood that it was, and what you're dealing with as far as the size of this disaster. I mean, it is a disaster.
So kind of looking at that, the temple, is that the one in the center, or is it the one
It is.
closer to... Okay.
It's one in the center on the slight rise in the city, so it got less damaged.
Okay.
Welcome
Well-
back, David. So,
Should we head back that way? It seems like that may be a good plan.
Sounds good.
Yes.
I'll do my usual recon in the air.
So you start heading over that way, and near the temple, but on the other side of it, you see there's some clerics that are huddled, like talking or something, but together, but not at or in the temple. So, not really sure what they're doing, but that's the only life over there that you see.
Do they seem shadowed like the other ones, or do they
Nope.
seem normal? Okay.
They look normal, like the cleric you'd seen earlier.
Well, maybe they have some answers.
You'd have to go past the temple to get to them.
Okay.
I think we should investigate the temple as we pass, not just
Good
go
idea.
directly to them.
Let's say the same thing, like, do I see anything suspicious from up high around the temple?
You do see. You don't even have to roll for it. I mean, you have time to kind of circle it and stuff, but you see you see shadowy figures in some of the windows, kind of looking out, almost like they're in a defensive posture or position. You know, they're keeping an eye on what's going on outside. You don't know how many, but you see at least 2 or 3 from your vantage point. And the doors are closed.
I like hold up like 2 things, like kind of silent gesture to the party.
These things. Okay, so as we pass by, we keep an eye on that. And as we get closer to the cleric, he's like, "Oi, what did you do?"
What do you mean?
The shadow people going into your temple. What did you do?
I'm not very high up in the temple. I wouldn't have been involved in anything that could have ended in this. I
Did
mean,
you see anything? You guys have been huddled up here. Everyone else is trying to save lives down there, and you guys are up here just kind of doing nothing. So I'm hoping you could answer some questions instead.
we worship nature. Those don't seem very natural to me. I don't know. I maybe they've been attacked by something. Maybe those spiders did that.
But dears, aren't these creatures attacking nature? Shouldn't it be part of your mission to help resolve it? I mean, we'd be willing to help in any way that we possibly could, but if there's any information that you can give us, it would be extremely helpful. I understand that you're not quite at the highest level, but where's the person that is then?
I haven't seen her yet. Perhaps she's in the temple.
You just hear the bird up top, like, tramps, tramps.
Can I insight this person?
Sure.
5.
Okay. She seems to be very truthful.
From up high, I'm like, I don't know if I feel good about going in there. What if
And walking across the field, you see this woman with a log in her arms, just walking across between the temple and you as you're moving towards it. And she's old, and she looks exasperated and tired. And she turns and she says, I can see all of you too. And she starts to continue walking.
Wait. What do you mean you can see us too?
Well, you were looking at me and I could see you.
Can people usually not see you?
Most people haven't seen me in so long. It's so odd. Make me an intelligence check, Siltrus.
Oh, that's no.
Yes.
Yes.
Literally anything but that.
And it's a difficult one.
Oh,
Yay! No. That's such good news for me.
Where's
That's
that guidance?
An 8.
Where's that
Okay.
guidance when you need it?
Oh, it wasn't gonna help. Intelligence is my dump stat. I'm a cleric. Oh.
And she looks at all of you and she's like, "Where? There's so many people here now."
How many?
Well, there's all of you, and there's them, and she points back behind you, and there's a couple of people who are following along behind the cleric.
Uh-huh.
Can we all hear this?
Yeah.
I want to ask her where is here? Where does she believe here is?
Well, this is old Jesper.
Old Jesper.
How many people do you remember?
Well, I remember everybody in town.
And who were they?
Well, there was the Lavinas, the Hannahs, the Cursed Ones, and the town, I guess it had upwards of 100 people, perhaps.
Does any of that sound right to us at all?
Absolutely wrong. Did you see the picture of what this town was
Yes.
before?
Yeah, that's what I was figuring.
Yeah.
What about the
From
year?
above, I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
yeah,
year is
I'll
it?
shoot for
How
another
long
time.
has the
Okay.
town been around?
Oh. Well, when we came here and we helped establish it, it's now probably 20 years old.
Do you see anybody else besides us and them over there?
I
Is there
see.
anybody else?
There's lots of people around. It's a busy day today.
Good. Okay.
And when she turns to you, you realize the log, there's a branch of it that goes through her chest and out her back.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you.
Oh, not even the worst I've seen. You're totally fine.
It'll heal up, I'm sure of that.
It'll be just fine.
And she starts to meander her direction.
Where
thought
are
you
you
said you
heading
didn't-
to?
Pardon?
Where are you heading to?
I'm looking for my husband.
Where did you see him last?
Well,
Cemetery.
over that way, over. He, of course, was at the bathhouse, and I know that I'll find him there.
Isn't that the case with all men?
So Snag, you don't remember there being a bathhouse in town. And you know pretty much, you've been here long enough, you know the lay of the land. So that's odd.
Do I know the approximate age of the town in my time?
You mean now? Yeah, about 400 years old.
So, okay, so I share that if anybody doesn't know that, but we're at least 350 plus years out of sync here.
And you said earlier that you didn't notice any undead in the area, right?
Yep, I did not get any undead pings in my mind.
I kind of fly down lower, and I'm like, I wonder if it's like a time loop or a shift in time.
Yeah, when you come down, you can tell they're talking to this log lady, and she's just kind of meandering away. But you know, you were close enough to probably hear the conversation enough. But yeah,
or maybe they'll tell us the source of where it's all coming from. I don't know. What does
the clerics is the only thing that has even mattered in this town has been the egg.
Mm-hmm. So looking around, just from what she said, the area around us, does it look like land that had buildings on it that were destroyed, or does it look like uncultivated land?
You see all kinds of debris everywhere.
Okay.
So we haven't traveled through time. Got it.
Yeah, that was what I was like, oh, God.
Okay, just making sure. Good.
We went back in time!
You totally made your intelligence check. You just did it on your own time.
Yeah! Good for me. I gotta make up for that 0 intelligence modifier. I'm gonna turn quick to the clerics and say, hey, how long's the town been here?
It's about 400 years old.
Cool. Okay. Not losing my mind. Good. Just wanted to check.
No, but I may be. Was that actually a lady with a log through her chest?
She kind of did. I'm trying to figure out if I have to put her down. I'm not going to lie. I'm trying to figure out if I'm supposed to do that right now. I will put down an old lady. No offense, Nana.
And the cleric's like, of course, out of mercy you might. I mean...
yeah, totally that. Yep. She might be an undead spirit. That's more of it, but, you know.
We should probably go into the temple then, right? Is that where the egg is in the temple?
Yes, of course. It's in
guard, and I'm like really curious where this lady's going, so I'm like watching her too while I kind of look around.
Well, she kind of, as she continues, you realize from your vantage point that her direction is probably most likely to the graveyard.
I think that to myself. But can I see the graveyard from here or no?
Yeah, if you go up high enough, there's a few trees blocking part of it, but yeah.
Okay.
And there are...
I'll be like snooping the skyline while they investigate. And
make me a perception check. Make me a perception check, yeah.
Oh, man. Man. Can I do a passive perception?
No.
Yeah, it's a 10. It's awful.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see anything out that way.
Dice are not in our favor tonight.
No, you're missing all the perception checks, intelligence checks.
Okay, I just haven't rolled all that much.
Yes, true.
So, just if we are gonna make our way over to the temple, I do have just a quick little interlude kind of thing. I guess on the way there, I am going to. Siltrus already has a candy. I would be passing one to Hung Chop, and then I'd be holding on to one for myself. For Snag, I'm gonna reach into my little rucksack, and I'm going to take out a bottle, and I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna say It almost looks like a bottle of like a tea, in a sense. And I'm gonna pass it over. Now, Snag, dearie, if you take this, I have to let you know, you're gonna grow up really fast. I'm passing you over a potion of growth.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Nana. And I tuck that somewhere convenient I can get to.
And you probably know that there's no stealth when you use that. That's out
Okay.
the window.
Glorification.
I love Nana Tarfy so much.
I'm loving her too. I'm not gonna lie.
I got like the peanut butter bird seed combo. I'm thrilled.
I'm assuming your
absolutely.
walking is chatting.
Yeah.
Each of the snacks is like definitely, I feel like, made in a way that you would appreciate. Yeah, Hong Chaz definitely has like some seeds and maybe like a little bit like peanut butter or something in there. Siltrus she's gonna guess like it has like the algae and just like almost I'm trying to think of what a raven would enjoy, but not, I don't want to say carrion, that's terrible. But the one that she's
It's like
she
beef
would-
jerky, like.
yeah, perfect. It'd be beef jerky. The one that she's got is almost like a piece of sea cucumber, and it's like dried, and it's definitely like not salted, but there's some kind of spice on it. And she's just like, I feel like even in that short amount of time, everyone knows about Nana Tarfy's sweets.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sweet and salty.
Yes.
Sweet and salty, sometimes just like her.
And as you're walking towards the temple, the doors of the temple open, and 3 of these shadow figures come rushing out towards all of you. And one of them in the front has its hand up towards all of you, and it comes charging at you with its hand up. And the other 2 are behind it, and you can see that they have their hands are out, like something like that. But they're just shadowy figures.
Is it like we surrender, or is it all like battle hands?
No, they don't look. It doesn't look like surrendering.
No.
Okay.
Oh god.
That's what I was wondering too.
Savior.
So the one in the front starts. You can hear a whispering sound like "be gone" or something like that. And I need a wisdom save from everybody.
Okay. Something that I'm good at. Watch me fail it.
Will Wheaton curse? Go
Okay.
away.
Not so bad.
20 for Snag.
23 for Siltrus.
22 for Tarfer.
The gods do not shine upon me. 11.
Oh.
Yeah, there's this overwhelming feeling that something isn't right here. And the cleric that's with you goes, "Why is that thing trying to turn us?" And it looks around and doesn't know what to do. And starts to run away. Cowards. And the other priests, you hear kind of a mumbly sound, and for sure Siltrus knows that whatever those words are, those are casting sounds.
Oh, they're gonna do things.
They are.
Ready for spell.
Can I get initiatives?
Okay.
Okey-dokey.
Don't suck this time.
Oh, what did I land at last time? For initiative.
Named it last time.
First, this is when I get the 19. So I got a 27 total after alert feat, and
Dang.
yeah, I
27?
was alert. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got +5 with alert, +5 other bonuses, and I got a 19 a day.
What'd you get, Snag?
8 total.
Oh, impressive.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you get, Siltrus?
3.
Seriously?
Same roll as last time. I'm telling you, it is the cleric curse. We are
And
always low.
Tarfer, what did you roll?
11.
Damn, that's it. It is impressive how badly you've rolled everything tonight. It's hard to reach those levels of rolling.
It creates an interesting story.
I like to think the veterans like to let the battlefield mellow a little before they
I want to feel what the enemy's like before I take my shot.
Yeah. All right. 27. Hong Cha, you are up first. Except you're fleeing. You're flying away from this.
I'm frightened. Can I turn around and shoot a chromatic orb, or like chittering behind a tree somewhere? Like,
can you lift yourself away enough to do this? I'll give you a charisma save to do it.
Not
Do you have the
chromatic bird? But thank you. I'll try.
You'd have to do it in retreat, though. No. So yeah, you're like no.
I'm hugging a tree on a branch, like I'm so scared, and it's like way unlike me. Normally I'm like full speed ahead. Let's do this, and yeah, I'm worthless.
All right, 27. So, all right, the first cleric coming up towards you with his hand raised is saying some things, and there is a blinding light that comes out from this person. Can I get a con save from everybody?
You know, I'm not using that dice anymore.
No, you should put away whatever dice you've been rolling all night. That's what dice jails are for.
Exactly.
Okay.
17 for Snag.
16 for Siltrus.
Okay.
8.
Oh no!
Okay.
Now, dearie, I'm very disappointed with what you just did. Just understand that. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Now, hopefully next time, you're all a bit better, please.
So, Tarfer, you take 9 points of radiant damage. Everyone else takes 5.
Okay.
And there's this blight is just blinding to all of you. Hong Cha, you're far enough back you don't actually take the damage. Sorry. I forgot you had fled. You weren't close. I suspect you're in the air, but like moving away because you can move fastest that way.
I'm just trembling while in flight.
All right. Wow. All right, Tarfer, you're up.
Okay.
The other two shadows, they rolled as badly as the rest of your party.
Perfect. So I'm about to have a little bit of fun.
You pull up your old lady strength.
Yeah, so here's what's gonna happen. I am going to let me make sure I'm reading everything correctly before I do this.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just make sure that am I doing the correct thing? Perfect. Okay. This is gonna be fun. So, she's going to... Well, now, that wasn't very nice. And when she says nice, I'm casting Thunderwave. but I am using...
But made of caramel.
So no, it's just almost like the shriek. Like a shriek, and it's almost like that. But I'm using meta magic. The transmuted. I can spend 1 sorcery point to change the damage type to one of the other listed types. Thunder is on the list, so I'm going to change it to cold. But the reason I'm doing this is because one of my items, and you're gonna see the necklace that she's wearing. There's like this beautiful blue emerald on this gigantically blue sapphire on this gigantically gaudy necklace. And when she says nice, it also glows. When I use a metamagic option on a spell while I'm holding or wearing the elemental essence shard of water, I create a wave of water that bursts out from me in a 10-foot radius.
Okay.
I'm soaking them because I remember that when they got soaked, they were not fuzzy anymore.
Very cool. Very, very cool idea.
So
good remembering.
Yeah. So, however, for spell purposes, they do need to make a Con 16 save.
Let's see who makes it. Okay, the one in the front fails. The two on the sides make it.
Okay, so they will. The one will take the brunt of that. Will be 10 damage, which I had changed over to cold damage.
Okay.
And the other two will take 5 cold damage, and then for the essence shard. Each creature of my choice I can see in that area takes 2d6 cold damage and must succeed on a strength saving throw against my spell save DC or be pushed 10 feet away from me and fall prone. So
okay.
That's strength 16 DC save.
Okay, the one that was pushed back initially made it. The other two missed it.
So everybody got pushed.
Yep.
And
that's weird.
They will each take, of course, below another 4 cold damage.
Okay.
and then just at the end. Oh, now look at you! You're soaking wet. Be careful. You don't want to catch cold for that.
And they get overrun with the water, but they stay shadows. They don't change like the spiders.
That's disappointing.
They do get pushed back. They are trying to regain themselves. You said they're not prone, right? The two that miss their strength?
The ones that failed the strength save are prone.
Yeah, okay. All right, Snag, you're next. God.
How close are we to the temple?
You're about 30 feet away.
Okay, I'm gonna. And the two shadowy figures are between us and the entrance.
The 3 are, yes.
3 are. Sorry, yeah. I am going to, mostly for fun, jump onto the top of the temple because I have the boots of springing and striding. So I'm going to jump up really high, and then I'm going to shoot 2 of them because I also remember that the spiders changed when they got hit, so I'm going to see if that does anything to that.
Okay. Make me an athletics check. Let's see. Or a roll. Dex.
Athletics or
Athletics.
Dex? Okay.
Athletics.
That's an 11.
Okay. So you hit the roof. Your feet start to slide a little bit, but you catch yourself. But you don't have a good grip, and the roof is slanted some.
Okay.
What are you doing while you're up there? But you are up there.
I was going to take shots once I got there.
Okay. You'll have to
Do you want me to
recover yourself. Yeah, you'll do it at disadvantage. You're trying to recover while doing it. And you're shooting at which ones? The 3 that were out? Or are you shooting at some of the people that you see in windows and stuff? Because you do see shadows in windows.
No, the 3 that are out.
Okay.
I'm just getting a different angle.
Yep, okay.
So 15 was the first shot.
15 hits.
Okay. And that's max 16 damage, magical.
Okay.
And then the second is on a different one, just some other one.
Okay.
and that's an 18 for 9 damage.
Yeah, that's a hit, 9 damage. Okay. Your arrows sink in. The rest of you see these arrows fly out from behind them, from your compatriot, and the arrows go through, and the shadow figures are still there. But you do hear an audible. No, but you do hear like, "Ugh," just enough that you can hear this guttural sound from them that sounds like pain, like you would feel if you were shot with an arrow. All right. Snag. Okay, the other two shadows will try and get up. They rise, and one of them comes at you, Siltrus, and one of them goes at Tarfer.
Okay.
And they seem to be trying to punch you. Like, they don't seem to have a weapon that you can see. But as their swing gets very close, you actually do see there's something in their hand. It's just nearly invisible. It just seems hard to notice. Actually, you both get hit with those. What are your ACs? Well, no one has more than a 19, right?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. So you both get hit. And you get hit with something that burns when it hits you. It seems like whatever it is, it was more than just the impact. So Siltrus, you take 9 points. Tarfer, you take 4, and there's like a burning sensation where you were struck, not just the impact. The other one that's standing, he starts saying something and running back to the temple. You can just kind of hear this mumbly voice that seems distant, hard to tell, just too many words to recognize anything even. The other two stay. We're down to 3. Siltrus.
So I will look at them and go, we tried doing it the easy way. And I will, whatever one is near, so I guess the one that's in front of me, I'm going to go for, but I'm also going to cast Spiritual Weapon in front of one of the other ones.
Okay.
And I will make an attempt. So a second large scythe appears because that's just my brand. And I will attack the one near the door with the Spiritual Weapon. That'll be a 16 to hit.
16 hits.
Okay. So that will be, good roll. That will be 12 points of force damage.
Okay.
And then I am going to strike the one in front of me with my own scythe. That is a 19, which is a critical hit with this one.
Oh, nasty. So that doubles.
Yep,
Double the damage.
I get 2d10 plus a third d10 of radiant damage. I will choose on that one, so I'll roll that one separately. So that will be 18, 5. That'll be 23 points of slashing damage and 8 points of radiant damage.
Ooh, weak.
And that shadow just drops in front of you.
Okay.
Make me a perception check.
Okay. Roll better on the check. Well, that's probably not going to do it. A 12?
Oh, good. You get
It'll make it. You're...
Okay. He's lowering the DCs for us.
You know you swung the scythe.
Mm-hmm.
But the magic of it, it doesn't seem to be visible to you. And suddenly in front of you, you see a cleric where the shadow was. And she jumps up. What happened to you?
What happened to me?
Oh my God! And she just looks at you. I thought you struck at me or something. from your shadow form.
My shadow. Oh boy. Okay.
Ooh.
They think we're shadows.
And she raises a symbol up to you and holds it out. Are you something evil? Quill, protect me! Protect me! Both of you, you feel, cleric to cleric, an unusual feeling of being pressed away from her. And when she does it, she backs up. What is happening to you and to me? And she drops her symbol from her hand.
That's different. Okay.
And you were the last one. That's right. Okay.
Yes.
Back
They're
to
taking up the rear as always.
back to the top. Snag, you were up on the roof. Oh no, you're
Oh,
not first.
wait,
I'm sorry.
okay.
I'm sorry. Hongcha is first.
Am I unfrightened?
You're unfrightened. You can return.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, am I able to get inside the temple?
You can fly to the temple, but the doors are closed.
Any open windows?
But they're not open windows, but they're windows with glass, with stained glass, which you could probably,
Terrible. I'm gonna fly in and flip through the glass. Monk style.
impressively.
Do I hurt myself or do I make it in?
No way! I'm not gonna hurt you breaking through cool glass. Matter of fact, I want to see a cinematic scene of that glass blasting out as you come through. Exactly. That's
You do
awesome.
that cool like torpedo turn that they do in movies. You come through and
Make me a perception check as soon as you get through.
Oh, man. 11.
Okay. So you get through
we're
and
gonna die by our own rolls
Does,
tonight.
Yeah.
does Nana Tarfi need to have a bit of a conversation with your dice?
yeah. So you come through and you are what do you do when you get through? Are you landing? Are you staying up in the
I'm
air?
gonna land and I got my dart gun ready because I'm ready to like.
Oh my god, use a dart
couple
gun.
stunning
That's so
strike
cool.
darts.
Okay.
Try to save the town.
So when you come in, there are a bunch of these shadow figures in here. 6, 7, 8 at least. And
Okay.
and they're all hovered around what looks to be some kind of an orb or egg shape that is just in between all of them.
Okay, so I'm going to 1-2 dart with a spin a key point each for stunning strike. And if I have any movement left, I'm going to use my Slippers of Fighting climb, go up the wall and on the ceiling if possible, and
So a spider climbing owl that can fly. Right, but you can fly.
if I fall.
It is impressive.
And
It's element of surprise.
It's cool.
I got a nat 20 on one, and,
Yeah.
Nice.
and
It was,
17 on the other.
it was the threat of Nana Tarfi's chat.
What was
You
the
don't
second
want
one?
scolding from Nana Tarfi.
What was the second?
17,
Oh, 17 and a
nat
20. Yeah, they both hit.
And that'd be 23 hits.
Yeah.
And then each dart does 2 damage. And then they'll have to do the Constitution saving throw for the stunning strike for each of
Okay.
these if they hit.
It makes it save.
They are not stunned, and I will up the ceiling, and I'm in battle stance, I'm ready. And talk is free. So I'm like, hey team, there's like 7 or 8, and they're worshiping the town's egg. FYI.
All right. Outside, now it is Snag's turn. No, it's not. It's Tarfer's turn. Damn, I can't believe that
Oh,
you
yeah.
went so low. All right, Tarfer.
I know. I thought I had more time.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna... Oh, you'll catch your death of chills. So I'm gonna do Ray of Frost at the one that's still standing.
Okay.
Because I think that's the only way I can think of right now that would clear out this defuzzification or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. The etherealness or whatever. That's what Snag was calling it.
Yes. So that is an attack. Right. This is the one I gave it talking to, so let's see if it listened. That's a 19 on the die. So yeah.
Yeah, it listened.
That'll hit.
It listened. So that will be 2d8 of cold damage. For 13 points of cold damage. And then, if needed, her bracers are gonna glow with this like cold energy. It almost looks like when she cast the spell, there was like a bit of energy that kind of like just held itself at the end, and then that's gonna burst forth. I'm using my ability of the Illusionist Bracers. Whenever I cast a cantrip, I can use a bonus action on the same turn to cast that cantrip a second time.
Nice.
So
Very good.
So we're gonna...
It backed away, and it didn't go down.
Okay. Well, let's see if the second one does any better. It's a 19 on the die again.
That's a hit.
All right, I need you to scold my dice.
See, bad initiative's not bad if you're making good to hit rolls.
Yeah?
Exactly. Another 6 points of cold damage.
Okay. So when you do it with the bracer, you hit it with the cold damage, and it starts blinking between the shadow form and another clerical form, like a person, and it just and this person sort of drops to his knees, and then he falls forward, and then the shadow form is gone, and then this person, looking normal, rises up. What happened to me?
We're trying to figure that out, dearie. Are you hurt?
I thought I was hurt, and then I wasn't. I don't understand. What? I don't feel any pain, although I do feel cold. You did something. You were a shadow a moment ago, and now you're not.
And you were to me.
And he sees the other cleric there, the woman. Do you understand what's going on? Everybody's shadows, it seems, but some kind of attack seems to unshadowify us. And Snag, you are on the roof. You saw Hong Cha jump through the window near you, creating an opening. You see a shadowy figure in that window.
And I heard our Raven Queen cleric say that they see us as shadows.
I'll give you a perception check. Try it. Let's see if anybody can make a perception check tonight to have heard it. Yeah, you heard it.
Yay!
You're not sure it was exactly clear.
It's not a perception check.
You're not sure it was exactly clear, but
I mean, due to my excellent perception, I'm going to believe what I heard. And since I'm a planar ranger, I'm going to go ahead and try something here that will probably be bad, but it may end up good. I'm going to use my bonus action that I can do, which will turn myself ethereal.
Okay.
And in doing so, I believe I will fall through this roof into the room below me. Would that be accurate? Do I believe that will happen?
You do believe that would happen.
Okay. And then as I descend, because one of my magic items is a ring of feather falling, so I should fall without damage,
Cool. Yeah.
slowly. And I don't know how
Yes.
much talking you're going to allow, but I'm assuming I will see a room full of not shadows, because I'm going to guess that I will be able to see them. That's just my guess. And if I can, I want to tell them, we're seeing you as shadows, you're seeing us as shadows. Stop attacking until we figure this out. As I descend godlike.
So you do so, and you float through the roof of the temple. But oddly, as your eyes cross the plane of the roof, and you come down, you don't see but one shadow in here at all. And you know that shadow along a wall to be the form of an owl, a small owl person. But everyone else is clear, and they look like regular people. Say what you're going to say now. Whatever you're going to say.
All right. So yeah, when I see this group, I just quickly say, please stop attacking. We see you as shadows just as you see us as shadows, and we need to figure this out. And I think I saw them do a hands up motion before.
Yeah.
So I will do a similar gesture as close as I can represent that. And then my etherealness ends at the end of my turn, so I'm gonna end in that position.
As you're floating down, there is a person underneath you, and you float, and you feel this crazy, weird, cold sensation, and you realize you're floating through this person. And you now are seeing through this person's eyes instead of through your own. And you're catching thoughts and memories that aren't yours. You know that you've never experienced these memories, these thoughts in your head, and they're running past you at a speed like you've never experienced. It's almost debilitating, this action that's happening, and you are colder than you have ever been in your life. And then you hear somebody scream out just in terror. Back outside, Siltris, sorry.
That's okay.
What are you doing?
Well, having no idea what's happening in there, I assume there's still one out here.
There is. Oh, no,
Okay.
there's not. The one ran in. The one ran in.
Oh, okay, so there's nobody out
There's
here.
nobody out here.
I saved one.
That's right. But
Wonderful.
you did see Hong Cha break through the glass up on and you saw your ranger friend just sort of float. Make me a perception check. Just floated through the roof. You can also make it, Tarfer.
Not bad. 22.
Oh.
Oh my God, a perception roll
I
made.
know.
I didn't think it was going to happen.
I only got an 11.
So, Siltris, when this happened, your ranger friend turned into a shadow figure and then floated through the roof.
Interesting.
Just fell through it like it wasn't there. But slowly.
Okay. Okay, I'm smart enough to put two and two together. So I will run inside. How many shadow people are there in here?
7 or 8.
Oh, shoot. That's a lot.
And they're all staring at one of their own that is screaming in terror. Like just like a blood-curdling cry out. And even through this like haziness, it's very obvious that is a blood-curdling cry.
Okay. How big is this room?
It's a big, about 60 feet long,
Cool.
20, 30 feet wide,
Okay.
filled with pews and stuff. And you see an egg thing at the front of it, behind
Yeah.
thing.
There's part of me that wants to destroy that, but there's part of me that thinks that's a terrible idea at the same time.
Then I've
just-
I've succeeded as a DM.
I know, like, that's an important artifact to the town. I don't feel like I'm that horrible of a person. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll ready an action. I'm going to go for the biggest grouping of these shadow creatures, and I will
Okay.
I will ready to release my what is this thing called? I apologize. I will ready to release the spell in my spell rot tattoo if
Okay.
any of them moves to attack one of us.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna hold
So you're ready.
that.
Okay, you're holding. You're
Yeah, I will
holding your
ready
action.
that action because
You were last. Okay.
because everyone seems to be looking at where Snag went down. He turned into a shadow person for a minute, so maybe he's doing something, but I'm going to prepare and just decimate things if it doesn't.
So we're going to go out of initiative for a moment. Snag, you're looking around you, and you see all these clerics looking at you. They're white as a sheet. They're backing away, and they're saying things, like mumbling things that sound like prayers, maybe. And all of them are grasping, every one of them, top to bottom, are grasping their holy symbols as they back away from you. And you're seeing them, but you're also seeing images of all of them at the festival yesterday. One of them is a kid. He's playing with his 2 or 3 chin hairs, and you can kind of feel that he wishes he had an actual beard. Like when you were a tween boy, you could feel that. And one of them is being pulled back from getting into a fight with somebody, and you can see through the eyes of them. And it is very unsettling. Can you make me a wisdom save, please?
13.
Okay. Okay. You feel yourself standing still, but you feel emotion almost through you. And suddenly there's a person who seemed to have been occupying the exact same space you were in, who falls away from you, and then everybody turns to shadows to you again. And Siltrus, you see Snag go from a shadow to himself, but somebody fell out of his body.
You all right?
And all these shadow figures are backing away from you and trying to pull back towards the egg behind the altar.
They're pulling toward the egg?
Toward the egg and trying to get between all of you and the egg. But Hong Cha is behind them, because she spider climbed around. Tarfer, you walk in and you see that as it's happening with Siltrus too, by the way.
Okay.
And I say, to answer the question, I'm fine. I think I was just inside of one of their minds. I think they're the people from the festival.
Weird. Do we think this egg is the problem?
They seem to be protecting it from us, maybe.
And toss it out the window from where I'm
All
at.
right. And we'll go back into it. We'll go back into initiative. Let's go back to the top. So Hong Cha, what are you doing? You saw that happen too, by the way, with your spider climb perception, but you actually saw Snag float down and land like inside the body of somebody else for a moment, like a spirit.
Oh, it's full back in my head. Okay. Did I hear what he had to say while he was in shadow?
Yes, but it was
Okay.
mumbly.
Bad. I'm gonna use catapult to launch bag out the window. I don't trust it. I don't want to break it, but I want it to like see what happens when it leaves the purposes to see if it drops the shadow situation. So. Is it 5 pounds or less?
The egg?
Yes.
Yes.
And is it tiny, like a tiny, or is it?
No,
like
no.
an
It's
egg?
a little bigger than an ostrich egg,
Like
and
a
it has a
Khaleesi's dragon egg. Okay.
yes, exactly, and it has like a bottom that. Actually, I'll show you a picture of it. I have a picture of it to show.
Ooh.
I got a 16 spell attack to catapult the egg. We'll do like 20 feet out the window. It can go up to 90.
Pretty.
I'm gonna another
So-
window because I'm
And it's-
breaking glass kind of move today, and it lands outside. And I'm watching the group see if anything else happens.
Okay, so you knock it down, and when it falls,
Oh, I'm gonna launch it out the window with catapult.
oh, you're gonna catapult it right out. Okay,
Yeah, so
That's
it
right.
goes 20 feet out away
Okay.
from the
all right,
nice breadth of the people.
and you hear this sort of muffled from all of the shadows, who immediately charge the rest of you because you're between the door and them.
Oh no.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, wait. Hold on. I want to check something real quick. Oh no, it's an action. Never mind.
Does,
Oh,
does,
sure. Sorry,
does
go ahead.
does my held attack trigger?
Oh, for sure it will trigger. Yeah. No way that's not going off.
Okay. So I will center it on the most centermost portion of this group of people.
Okay.
As it happens, I will be pulling off my sleeve, and you guys see I have a tattoo of flames going up my arm.
No.
I will
Wait.
release.
You didn't ask
Flame
what size the room is.
I already did. You said it was 60 feet.
Yeah, that's right, you did.
And I will cast Flame Strike
Oh,
in the center of that group.
I was so ready for Fireball.
No, it's Flame Strike. I was smarter than that. So every creature that is within 10 feet of that centered piece needs to make a Dexterity 19 saving throw.
Snag, can you make me a dexterity saving throw?
I am so sorry.
I'm having a weekend at Strug flashbacks.
16.
Okay.
I didn't roll well, so.
Okay. So 3 of them make their dex saving throws.
Okay,
Four-
so.
4 of them don't.
Okay, so those that don't take 12 radiant damage, and those that succeeded take 6. I am sorry.
I'm also sorry.
I turned back into a shadow and joined the other side.
Sound effect. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry.
Deserved.
I still have my hands up too.
Like doom waves.
Oh, you mean like like how everyone
Like the
else was
wind
doing
in the
this?
wind.
Like
Mm-hmm.
that? Put your hand up like that? Great.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you blast them.
And my tattoo
The-
disappears.
The 3 of them that get hit the hardest, they fall back. The other 4, they seem to jump to the side and they are going to try and hit you. And their initiative is up, so let's do this. 2 of them are going to try and hit you. 2 are going to try and hit Tarfer because they went to opposite sides of the strike.
Why do I have to always be standing near you, dearie?
What's your
have that
AC,
candy.
Sildress?
It's 16.
You get missed both times. Tarfer, what's your AC?
12.
Wow, you actually got hit once with a 12.
Wait, hold on. Though.
Do you have anything
Is
that
it-
changes that?
Yes. Will it be the 7? Will 17?
They roll a 12, so
Okay, so
That one rolled a
Tara's
12.
gonna like put her. She's actually gonna have like the badass grandma moment. Whatever the attack, she's gonna put her hand up and just like block it immediately, and you're gonna see like a sheen of magic as a shield comes up.
wonderful. So that person misses, but what's really weird, all 4 of these that were attacking you, they seem to be attacking you to get around you, rather than.
Gotta destroy that egg.
And the next initiative is Tarfer. You're up.
Okay. Still don't really want to hurt them all that much, but
They're just
They're
shadow
all-
demon things.
they're all near me though. Well, but we've already attacked a couple and made them not. I'd say they're probably all within 15 feet of me, give or take, right?
Absolutely. All of them
Okay.
are, because they're closing in around to the door that you're standing right in front of.
Yeah.
So 4 of them are. 3 of them are not within. Oh, they're probably even within 15 feet also, because they were blasted as they were charging.
Okay. Now the question is, how high do I go?
Yes.
You know what? I'm taking suggestions from the audience, so yes, has it? Is anyone in the party in that range as well?
Siltrus and Snag.
Okay,
Hongcha is further back.
that's fine. I'm very sorry, but you are going to be getting hit.
I deserve it.
Yeah, fourth level thunder wave, but it's a careful thunder wave. So you will both automatically save your saving throw.
Oh, sweet.
So, and that means that the essence shard activates as well. Because whenever I use a meta magic option on a spell while I'm holding or wearing the shard.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
a lot of fun. It is a con 16
right.
save.
Okay. So of the 4 that are closest, 3 actually make their save.
Of course.
Of the 3 that are further back, none make their save.
There we go. That's the kind of thing I like to hear.
And
The ones that are close.
Snag
will
and
also-
Siltrus both make their save.
Yes, they do. Lucky them. Which is probably actually really good because that's 19 there, and then one more. 20. So the ones that failed take 20 points of thunder damage. Anyone who saved takes 10, and then the 4 that are close enough to have gotten attacked by us will also be hit by the magic
From the shard.
the shard, and that means they'll each take another 2d6, and then they'll have to make a strength 16 saving throw, or else be pushed back and knocked prone.
Okay. One of them made their save.
Okay. Well, they'll each take another 8 points of cold damage. And I would like to believe that what happened is that she had like her hand up for the shield, and then it's almost like the weirdest thing. She's in there. Now, dearie, that was a really bad mistake. And she's gonna swing her hand down and do this big clap, and that's where the thunder wave comes out of. And then like the water just sprays out from past it, like splitting and
Yeah.
blasting anyone who's close enough.
And when you hit them, it pushes them back, and 2 of them suddenly are no longer shadows, but look like regular people again. and are thrown back against the walls and against the pews. And a moment later, they stand up, but the shadows continue running past. The shadows that are left. Snag, what are you doing after observing this craziness in here?
So the momentum of the shadowy things in here is to get out. Is that still the case?
It seems to be that their momentum is to get out that door, the front door.
And the egg, I know, is now outside. And
yes.
If somebody wanted to go get to the egg, you would go out the front door to go around that.
Correct.
Is there a way to jump out the window to follow the egg?
Yeah, there are windows all around.
I want to get out there first. I keep getting hit by stuff in here.
It's true, you do. Friendly and unfriendly fire.
Yeah.
Hop out. You just break through the window if you want. You don't need to roll anything.
Okay, I dive and tumble though, so it looks cool.
Awesome.
And then I am standing somewhere near the egg. Do I see it?
Yep, the egg is 10 feet from you, and it is just laying on the ground.
Does it look heavy?
It looks like about the size of a dragon egg. It's not a dragon egg, but it is filled with liquid. And when you are looking at it, you realize there's also some inscription along it.
I got a 9 for that perception.
Didn't matter. You're out here
Okay.
alone at the moment. You'll see it.
Okay. You said inscription. Is it can I read it?
You can. It says
Break glass in case.
of emergency, something like that. It says, through broken shell, the water rises, restoring life on every shore. Whether human, fey, or else born, these and others shall be lifted up once more. And there is a symbol of Quiel on it.
Do I know who that is?
That's the god of nature that this temple is dedicated to.
So I probably know. Okay.
But the glass is not broken. It landed in mud.
Didn't one of my teammates say we need to break this thing?
You did hear that, yes.
Okay, I try to grab a little hand axe on my hip, break it if I can.
Okay. So make me roll to hit.
16 plus 4, 20.
Okay. So you hit. Roll me damage. What does your axe do? What's the minimum it does?
Minimum is 2.
Okay. Yeah, roll damage.
6.
Okay. So you hit it with the axe, and it hits the glass, and it sticks in, and the glass, you can see cracks in it. And then suddenly the glass breaks, and this water pours out. And the water, not only does it pour out, it hits the ground and immediately starts rising water out of the ground all around you. And that starts expanding. And you feel this weird sensation, and you feel yourself go ethereal. And everything starts rolling, and the water starts moving very quickly all around. It hits the temple, it keeps going down across the plains, and inside the temple you see this water kind of roll up from out of the ground, and it touches the feet of everybody in there. And when it does, you feel this really weird sensation. And those people who are shadows suddenly are not shadows anymore. And everybody is there, all the players that are in the ground. Can you make me a percentile roll?
Percentile.
Yep.
Don't get that too often.
Nope. I love
Right,
percentile.
Why do I feel like we're about to roll on the wild magic table?
Does Snag make this roll too?
Yes, you do too. Yes. Hong Chao does not make it because They're up on the
On the ceiling.
on ceiling.
I got 3.
Okay.
Can I fly out of the temple? Because I'm worried about getting trapped here.
You can fly out of the temple. There's glass you'd already broken.
I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna swoop. I'm gonna be a pencil for a second and at the door, but I'm gonna like watch.
And you see magic, and you see this water rolling across the plains that you know to be magical, and it's rolling, covering everywhere. And on the ground, you see people who are standing there, who are laying there. I mean, bodies, carcasses, not like what you'd seen before, but actual carcasses. Like people who are under lumber and debris, under homes, kind of just push things away and stand up. And many of them change form. Some of them go from a human to a dwarf, or a gnome to an Aarakocra. Some of them, one of them in particular that you notice is that little girl. She turns into a bunny rabbit and starts hopping to the forest. And everybody in there, so Snag, who rolled a 3, you rise from your death as an Asimir instead of what you were before, which was your Horizon Walker. You are still that, but you become an Asimir in your reincarnation post-death. Siltrus. What did you roll, Siltrus?
I rolled a 100.
Oh. You rise as a Yuan Ti, raised up from your doom from the flood before. Tarfer, what did you roll?
Man, I'm hoping a 36 just says Triton so that nothing changed.
You rise as an elf, pale and white, fearful of the sun.
Oh no! No!
And Hong Cha is flying above and watching people rise up from the ground. And some people are turning into animals, and some are turning into other forms. Some are staying what they are. And for more than a mile around, there's a mass reincarnation of everyone who died. And you realize your friends were among them. What does that mean for Hong Cha, though?
I think kind of instinctively she's like, is everyone okay? This is like a once-in-a-lifetime event. And do I see that my friends have become something else?
Yes.
So I realize it is reincarnation. Okay, because I feel
Yes.
like that's part of her monastery beliefs, is like, reincarnation.
Like,
Right.
do we still have our memories, or are we just
Absolutely.
like wiped clean?
No,
Oh,
you have
okay,
your
cool.
memories. You know who you are, but you don't know who you are anymore. Kind of a
I
moment.
look down, I'm like, I am awesome! I am a snake lady! Yes!
Do I have wings?
You do.
Oh, yeah, I say the same thing. I am awesome.
And you see Hong Cha flying above you.
Is it still flooded or no?
The water kind of just keeps floating out, and it's only a few inches deep. It's not a flood as much as it is an expansion of magic, of a magic water.
Until it kind of dissipates. You guys cool with that? Is there like a
Yes.
tree to land on or something?
Yeah, there's a tree you can land on and watch people change.
Alright, I'm gonna watch. It's like nature's television. Watch the gods do their thing.
So I just realized that Tarfer has turned into a being that does not like being out in the sun, that looks old, looks pale. Tarfer's just turned into an old woman. So
Yes, that's true.
she's just gonna... Well, this isn't fun at all. And then she's just gonna hobble back into the temple. Out of the sunlight.
And Tarfer, while you're there, make me a perception check.
Oh, good.
Well, before you step into the temple, you can also make it snag. Siltrus is still in the temple.
13.
And snag,
What was this roll?
perception.
Perception. 15.
15. Okay, you
15.
see the owl form that is still kind of a shadow but wispy land on a log and sit there. I mean, it's owl head turning and looking, just not doing anything, just maybe confused, maybe not sure what to do. Who knows?
Does being reincarnated count as a short rest?
Sure, it'll count as a short rest. Absolutely, it does.
Because if that's the case, I will fly over to the owl-like fuzz, and I can do that ability where I turn to ethereal one more time just to
That's true.
have a quick conversation.
And you turn. Okay. This Asimir comes. This shadowy form comes to you, Hong Cha, that looks like a big bird
Ooh.
with arms and legs and what have you.
Bird god.
Yeah, and when I get close, I do my etherealness, and for one round, not even one round, my turn, I say, well, we look like we were reincarnated, and now you're fuzzy to us, and feel fine. I can remember stuff, but that happened.
Does that mean that Hong Cha is dead?
No, I think we're all dead, and Hong
We
Cha's
got
the only one alive.
reincarnated, though.
Oh.
Which means we're back. Does that mean Hong Cha is dead?
Ooh, maybe.
Mm.
It's not good to split the party, so I guess I gotta join. I'm gonna miss you, feathers.
Wow.
Going in, and I just like pencil dive in the water.
And the moment your claw or your foot touches, you get to roll on the percentile chart.
Honey. All right, 38.
That makes
38.
You,
Yep.
I'm cute and
That was
fuzzy.
you are no longer cute and fuzzy. You are white and elven and not enjoying the sunlight out here at
Oh no,
all.
I'm a drow. Ooh.
And-
what have I stepped into?
And you see a shadowy form of a log lady when the water touches, and she just drops to the ground. She does not reincarnate.
Dead for too long.
And we're out of combat. And you can do whatever you need, whatever you can talk to each other, whatever.
Oh, I'm so tall, small, now I'm like medium. What you guys feel like all the time, huh? And I can't fly.
Yeah, I fly up high, so she knows what it feels like.
Oh
Jelly.
yes,
So
awesome.
jelly.
Like, I can see everything up here. Look, I can see that tree over there.
Having the
Wonder if I can get
realization that I was dead and now I'm not dead, I'm kind of doing a evaluation of myself to see if I have a soul.
Ooh, you might have to self-sight.
Yeah.
You
Do I have a
you-
soul?
you do have a soul.
Okay, we're good. We're fine. We're good to go. Okay.
You still have all your same beliefs. Maybe they're
Oh, yeah.
changed. Actually, maybe they're changed. I don't really know.
Nah.
We're the same class and everything?
Yes. Yep. It's you just changed into the form that Quill believed you would have wanted to be in your deepest, darkest soul or whatever.
Wonder what my unconscious is thinking.
I have
I mean-
a snake tail.
I was just saying, the fact that you were just like, I'm a snake. Oh my god, this is awesome. Makes you think Quill made right on that one.
Yeah.
Same
I am
for
a snake person who carries a giant sight. I am horrifying.
yeah,
That is
for a half-
horrifying.
yeah, for a half elf who's caught between two worlds to just come back as a Azamar, like a divine
Yeah.
creature, that's like a yay.
Heck yeah, that's a good one. Not sure anybody likes the drow one, but you know.
I got legs.
No, I think Tarver might be crying.
Oh, we will find something to make you able
We'll get
to go
through
out in the
this
sun.
together.
That is my goal for you now, Nana.
Yeah, I think like she'd be like very sad. I think she'd be. I can never see my grandchildren again. I can never tell them stories about things and Nana Tarfi has done while they were off growing, and I'm going to miss it.
Nana.
God damn it,
We
I
will-
choked myself up.
My
It is sad.
my
Yeah, I'm
next
like, it's
goal.
so
Let's see how many. I don't know how many years I have left as a Yanti, but my next goal is we are going to find a way to get you changed to something where you can do that. That is now my life goal.
Thank you, dearie.
Nana and Siltrus now have a new adventure to go on.
There we go.
Yeah. And of course, if you want to play your characters in other games, I don't mind if you're back to whatever you like, you know. But
Yeah, I have options. I don't know what incarnation I'm feeling like that day. I've never been reincarnated in the game. It's
No.
really
I doubt you've ever started a game dead.
cool. No. Not yet.
But as Nick can attest in Scry Society, this is now the second time
I know,
On a
that was so
stream.
funny.
that I've been reincarnated.
What the hell's up with you?
Well, okay, so the last time that it happened was Wild Magic Surge for charity.
Yeah,
Put it that way.
That
That was
Nick?
good.
Nick, I know you're there.
best
What,
time.
what were you reincarnated into then?
Dwarf. I was a. Oh, what was I?
So that's the end of the adventure. It was just a one shot for death and beyond, souls and reincarnations. Everyone always wants to be resurrected. It's like a nature god? Hell no, they'll go with a reincarnation any day. So
You'll come back, but you'll come back on my terms.
yeah, exactly. And you know, I want to say I think that this group is an amazing group. I loved playing with all of you tonight for the first time that I got to play with all of you. I hope we get to do it again. We get to play in some other streams sometime, one shots or longer. Doesn't, you know? I was excited to have you on. A little intimidated, like you are all are like godlike, I suppose.
I'm just a regular
God
day nerd.
likes and the party pooper.
What was the origin of this one shot? Is it just your?
Mine, yeah. I you know, I don't like doing one shots very often. I don't do them very often. I think one shots tend to be one of two things: just super goofy, which are great for like charity streams, or they're just monster of the week games. So I'd rather spend a little bit more time trying to make something where there's some story that can be done in 4 hours or 3 hours. So, and I had this idea about, I don't know, 2 months ago, and I thought, well, it'd be kind of cool to do it with people that I don't know. Like in my own game, in my Elixir game, there's all kinds of, like, I use the weirdest rules I can find in D&D sometimes, like endurance, freezing, like swimming in frigid water, and near-death experiences, dream states, dream with domination, like happened to them, like used to control them through their sleep. But I thought I never went really to death, like starting in death. That'd be kind of cool.
That was neat.
That
And
was
Yeah.
really cool.
play with
Yeah.
the idea
At the end.
of trying to undie. And then Star said she was a death cleric. I was like, what? That is freaking perfect. That's amazing.
You're like,
Oh.
we'll do it Halloweeny. It's just a few days later. I'm like, perfect.
Yeah, exactly. It was.
One
Death cleric it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's for somebody who plays a lot and does a lot of things. It's not often that I get to be on my toes for a good long time trying to figure things out. So I thought it was really good.
Good. I like plot.
I am sorry for the friendly fire.
I mean, I guess I should be too, but I made you guys save, so.
Yeah, that's true. You mean you're sorry for getting or giving the friendly fire? Because you did both, I think, right? You took it and gave it.
Well, she said she deserved it.
She got the
so.
fire.
I deserved it. I
Yeah,
deserved it.
totally.
Because I hit somebody else. I do feel kind of bad that I hit somebody.
Yeah.
But
So for all those people who are in chat, the group here are publishers of content that you can buy on DMsGuild, DriveThruRPG. I think one of you is on Itch, and I think D&D Elise has some new product coming out that she wants to talk about. So I'm going to let you guys have a moment to talk about all your awesome stuff coming up. Let's start with Elise again, and we'll go back around.
Hi everyone, my name's Elise. You'll see me at D&D Elise on the social medias. I write for DMsGuild, DriveThruRPG. I'll tell you about my new product coming out. We haven't announced it yet, but you guys will be the first to know. We are making sea shanties, a bardic guide, currently in layout. It is sea shanties that you can sing for D&D. So I have 9 writers, 10 artists, whole creative team that bring sea shanties and mechanics goes with that, magic items, trinkets, and for those of you who play 3.5, locations that serve as magic items like loot for 5e. So if you need some bard gear, or you're a DM and need some bardic stuff to add to your campaign, or you're doing kind of like a water theme thing, this would be a really good supplement. I also recently released Through the Veil Treasures of the Feywild, so if you're doing Witch Beyond the Witchlight, we have that book packed full of magic items and lore, so it's like a antique roadshow for each item. So great for DMs and players who need a backstory. And Through the Veil Tales of the Feywild was our previous volume. That's Feywild Adventures for 5e, tiers 1 through 4. And just check out my links for all my other things. And also, thank you so much for running this game. I had a good time.
Thank you. And let's go to Chris. Go around.
Again, Chris Valentine. I mostly do DMsGuild writing lately, but I'm kind of between projects right now. I just finished a big trilogy on Yuan-Ti, and that took place in Saltmarsh, so that's out now, and I'm actually starting a Call of Cthulhu adventure, which will be my first one for that game system. And then I have a Domain of Delight that should be out, in a month or so. If you go to my Twitter at Cryptwrite, there is a giveaway right now for dice. So if you like free dice, look at that. Other than that, you can look at my website. I try to add everything there pretty regularly. And I had fun too. This was a great little one shot.
Thank you. And Patch.
Hey, hello.
Perfect.
All right, I will stop from here on out.
Don't ever stop.
No, I'll stop doing it because I will just keep laughing the entire time and not actually get through my part, and then Star will be here forever. So yes, I am Patch. I am not quite as accomplished of a writer as the others, but I did work on Villagers, which you can find on DMsGuild. I am working on, this is a personal pet project that I've been working on for over a year now, a set of subclasses for each class. It's going to be, I believe, working title still is going to be a 2-Dax Stories of Heroes Volume 1, because I have already enough ideas for Volume 2. But that's going to include, the subclasses, some spells for your casters, and invocations, things like that. I'm still working on it. I need people to push me to make sure I actually finish it.
Get it done.
I'm working on it. But yeah, so you can find me on Twitter at Patchster0730. You can find me just generally being a very positive individual on the internet.
Yeah.
And if you ever come by on a Sunday, I host a Searching Sunday thread, and that's essentially if you are looking for something in the TTRPG community, ask, put it in that thread, and then we will just try and get the word out so that anyone who can possibly help out can reach out. I find it's a great way to help bring the community together, and it's honestly one of the joys of my week. And I have to say, to jump on with everyone else, thank you so much for running this. Thank you for letting me be a part of this, for having the giveaway in the first place, for getting an awesome cast together, and this was just a dream come true. I am so happy, and I've fallen in love with Nana Charvey, and I need to add her to more games.
Mm-hmm.
It just needs to happen now.
You're an amazing addition to this cast, so you're
Absolutely.
Company's in good company with you, and vice versa.
Yeah.
All right, Star.
I'm StarShinobi. You can find me at StarShinobi on Instagram and Twitter. On Instagram, I now, post not so daily D&D magic items that are useful to pseudo-useful magic items that are made from prompts from you guys. In addition, I have a couple titles out with plot hooks. I worked with Patch on Villagers, so that one is a great thing if you just need a random villain to just pop in that's a villain hidden in plain sight. They are great. And then also Disaster Hamsters. It is a level 1 one-shot that is ready with character sheets and everything. So it is literally a grab-and-go type situation. And then in addition, I am also in a weekly bi-weekly Pathfinder game every other Thursday with Waffles Maple Syrup on their Twitch channel. But I think I just need to reiterate the same thing as everything. This has been a great game. You guys were great to play with. Thank you, Zeal, for putting this together. This was just great, and I'm so glad you let me be a part of it.
Oh, I was excited to, after reviewing all of your product, I was like, I want to play with these people, not just read their stuff and write about it. What the hell am I doing? I need to. And then as I got close to the 2,000 followers, I said, you know what, I'm going to ask if they want to play in a game and then stream it. And to my surprise, everybody said yes, including Jess, who I wish was here tonight. I think she would have had a lot of fun with everybody too. For those of you that don't know, you're on my channel, so I'm not sure how you wouldn't know. But I'm Scott. I'm one half of ZealZaddy. There's actually two of us. My partner in crime is Cliff, who has been quiet since the pandemic, but he's working on some new stuff that we will be launching our Patreon with. We have a Patreon. It's totally useless at the moment, but it will be kicking off shortly with some interesting stuff. The egg art was from Griffin's Saddlebag, who I'm a patron of. They make just amazing art, magic items and stuff. What I had to do is not what it does, but don't tell them that. The map was not mine. That's a McFarlane map, so it's an amazing map. So it's just beautiful. I did do the Photoshop of wiping out the town and leaving it mostly the one place you needed to go in the end. I want to thank everybody that showed up in chat. These are some of my in-chat heroes that I hang out with when watching other games, when I watch Paradise RPG or Gamer Mom Luna's like her show. David Tilster's in there, Nick from Scry Society. I think I saw Chav Hunter in there too. So it's awesome to have you in the stream, chatting with us and actually laughing mostly, I'm not sure at or with us. But either way is cool. I have no humility. I'm totally capable of total embarrassment top to bottom. You can follow ZealZaddy at ZealZaddy everywhere. And thank you for coming. Have a good night, everybody.